Oh, is there anybody out there? Right, if there's anybody actually watching this, I've just decided to do a quick stream. It's 3:15 in the afternoon here in Jomtien Beach. Very nice. A little bit, not too sunny, but it's just nice breeze here. Mark Walsh, how you doing? Good. At least I know somebody's in. How's the picture, Mark? I'm only on 4G, it seems, at the moment, but it's nice down here. How's the temperature where you are? Have we got anybody else out there? Chris Todd, how you doing? Thanks for joining me. Where are you guys from? Matt Walsh, pick and audio's good. That's good. That's good. So this is one of those unplanned streams. There's lots of people around me. I was just sitting on the beach. I've come down from. I came down from Bangkok. Andrew, how you doing? Morning, Peter. Just getting ready for work. Okay. I didn't think I'd get anybody in, Andrew, from the UK, because I am aware it's early morning. So I came down yesterday on the bus. The bus broke down, believe it or not. You know, the blue bus from Edgermeyer. Anders Bergman, how's everybody? How you doing? Good to have you in. Oh, unbelievable. Nearly 40 people in already. Motel High Peak from Warwickshire. I guess you're just getting ready for work. So, yeah, I came down here on, it was yesterday I came down, and the bus pulled out of Edgermeyer station and it broke down. And it was only a 30-minute delay. Luckily, it broke down just as we were pulling out of Edgermeyer. And another bus came where to take all the luggage from one bus to the other. I've only got a little suitcase. And I decided to come down to Pattaya for a few days. Why not, eh? Right, who else we got? And Scout Sandy, how you doing? Ryan, good afternoon. I'm still wrapped up in bed, freezing. All right, well, I'm not going to rub salt into your wounds, Ryan. It's lovely here. It's actually 32 degrees here today. Very, very busy. A lot of people here you can hear in the background. Probably getting some funny looks, but I don't care. Vietnam Vikings, sunny, 37 degrees here in Perth, Australia. Yeah, what's a little bit unusual about here? Normally it's just heat, isn't it? And you know, there is actually a nice breeze. I just went over to the toilet. You know, the public toilets here. If you've got to be in one of those cubicles for a while, a little bit too much information, but just letting you know why. Bit of a sweat on because there's never any air conditioning. It's like being in a sweat box, but sitting here is quite pleasant. Daniel Mills, any complete lunars going crazy about the camera in Pattaya? No, it's okay today because what I've purposely done. Look, I'll just show you over there. So the umbrellas and everything's there. I was sitting down there, and I always come to this one because I've got two very nice ladies, they're sisters, and I can park the bike over the road there. I'll just show you over there. Look. So I'm over there, and yeah, so it's quite busy. There's a lot of Europeans. There seems to be a lot of Germans here at the moment, which I haven't got a problem with. I'm just stating. And yeah, so what I decided to do, I thought, well, I'll just put the camera on the side here, and I pointed it so it's at me and not necessarily picking anybody up. But you know, if it catches anybody, it's a public place, and there's some people make YouTube channels about you know, getting people in public on camera. I'm not one of them. I'm just saying. Colby's Rebus. All right, Pete, just saw you live. Yeah, totally unannounced. Just decided to go for it. Danish Bacon. Hey, Pete, not caught alive for a while. Hope you're having fun. Where are you, Danish Bacon? I suppose with a name like Danish Bacon, you must be in Denmark or Holland, something like that, right? Let's see what else we got in. Let's just move this a bit closer so I can reach it. Is that Perry Lawning? How are you doing? Yeah. Tonto, Firstly Scotland. Okay. Who else? So just say hi to anybody. Say hi to anybody. Right, Mark Walsh. Yeah, I think I said hi to everybody who's in at the moment. Right, Danish Bacon. Hey, yeah, we're not caught a live stream. So yeah, it's very nice. I mean, if you're planning to come out here at the moment, everything seems to be back to normal. There's no restrictions. It is actually like pre-COVID. I'd stuck a 1 minute needs baffles changed, or needs baffles. I'd stuck a 1 minute short up yesterday. I was in LK Metro. I don't really like that. I'm not really into the nightlife that much. It must be an old age thing. I'm going out to meet somebody tonight who owns a few bars. He's invited me. What's that? Oh, I don't need that, mate. I don't need that. He's selling the old the cream, you know, the one that. Anyway. Yeah, I went out to LK Metro. I didn't really feel like going out for a drink. I was actually tired, and I thought, well, I'll just go out and see how it was. It was really busy, really busy. I put a 1 minute clip up there, and yeah, busy. What I was going to say, the whole of Soy Bacal's busy actually. I've rented a motorcycle. Now, the lady I rented the motorcycle off, I always got the same one, and normally she charges me 150 baht a day. And I went to see her yesterday, and I said, 150 as usual. And she said, well, I'm sorry, Peter, I can't because it's high season. I've only got this Honda Click left. I'm going to have to charge you 200 because, this is when we make our money. And I thought, well, okay, fair enough. And I took the bike for 3 days. I'm planning to go back on Sunday, but as I'm due to do a live stream on Sunday, I might stay down here Sunday night and go back on the Monday because it's nicer to do live streams here. Right. Ryan says, if you see any Russians, don't mention the war. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of them down here, actually. There's a lot of Chinese down here, a lot. I was sitting on the bus next to a guy. He was Chinese, actually, and he had a mask on, but he was coughing every now and again. And, of course, I got paranoid and I thought, oh, shit. I've had it twice already, but with everything that's going on. But I think people are paranoid about the Chinese here. You see them on a train, on the sky. If you see them get on the sky train, people tend to move away. Suddenly getting very noisy around here. Maybe I picked the wrong spot. Tobis Rebus. I hear that the crowd in Pattaya Jomtien has really picked up. Was there last September and it was a bit quiet? Yeah, I was here. When was I here? I was here. Well, I got here in October, didn't I? And I did a few live streams from down here. I was in. I might have to move. It's getting very noisy here. I was. I was here in December, and it was it was much quieter than it is now. There seems to be more kind of like a family, not family style, but groups, Right, I'm going to have to move because look what's going on behind me here. Look, it was nice and quiet when I sat here, so I'm going to have to move. Oh, and I haven't got my stars and horizon. I haven't got my gimbal with me today, so let me try and sit over here. It's just finding a spot, where it's quiet. That's better. But you can't see me, can you? No, do you know what? Sorry, I'll go and sit down on the beach again. It's quite busy. I don't really like talking with people around me in case I say the wrong thing. Right, back to the deck chair. Oh, it's a life. Let's just set this up. That's better. Right, okay. Right, Andrew. Are you going to Pattaya for Songkran in April? It all depends what happens with my house, Andrew. It's coming very close now to finalising. I've signed all the documents. The buyers to my house have signed their paperwork. I've sent mine off from Thailand. The lawyers can confirm that they received it. And it's gone to my wife for a signature. And we should be pretty close. I'm going back towards the end of February. So I'm hoping I'm not there too long. And I can come out here full time. Right, amateur. I'm not going to say that. Greetings from Tokyo, Peter. It's about snow here. Blimey, I just can't imagine being in the snow. It's so warm here, and the beach is pretty busy. I mean, look, I'll discreetly turn the camera that way. You can just see how busy it is. You look at the people in the deck chairs. I mean, there isn't many empty deck chairs, you see. So it's pretty busy. Which is good, isn't it? It's good that the Thais are making money again. They don't seem to be ripping people off as much as they did in the old days, which is good as well. Is that Rhino? Nongkai is freezing. A lot of people say it's cold in their part of the world where they are. What's the weather doing in the UK now, Andrew? And if you just joined us, I've just decided to do this quick live stream. It wasn't planned. Just sitting here on Jomtien Beach. Wrong glasses on. Can't hardly see anything, but I thought, why not? Just give you an update what's going on. You want to come and say hi? Yeah. Pardon? No, thanks. No. Thank you. No, I don't like squid. There's one thing I don't like is squid, especially the smell of it when it's being cooked. Okay. Yeah, it's a good time to come here now. It is getting very, very busy. As I say, that they're allowing the Chinese in now. They're allowing the Chinese in now, and there are a lot of them here. There seems to be a lot more down here in Pattaya than in Bangkok. But then they go to different places to what I would go to, so maybe I'm just not seeing them. But you do bump into them on the SkyTrain. Anders Bergman says, have you considered going to Koh Chang, Peter? Not on this trip. I've been before. Limited time. I've got quite a bit of other stuff planned. Seems everywhere I sit, I get the sellers and the phone calls around me. Never mind. Right. Andrew Errock. Hi there. It's Andrew from Paisley, but now in our new house in Nonthaburi. Okay, so you're here full time, are you, Andrew? That's good. Rhino, is it 10 to 11 at night? Nice days though. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean the weather's pretty good here now. You know, this is a sort of time when it's starting to heat up now. You know, it normally stays quite cool between. It starts really cooling down around October, and what's funny is around December when it's like the cold. It seems almost strange to say it, the coldest it gets here because it never gets cold. But you see Thais, they're suddenly wearing like woolen garments and coats and stuff, and they say, "Oh, it's very cold," you know, and it's like 22 degrees, but it's really really pleasant at the moment. Um, yeah, yeah, really good, really good. Right, Andrew Hammond, still cold here, about 2 Celsius during the day. Yeah, somebody sent me a comparison with Bangkok the other day, and it was -4 in the UK, and it was I think it was 34. I think it was Damon actually. He won't be in the stream because he's at work at the moment. I don't think Frank will be in the stream either, unless they just happen to look at their phone and pick it up. As I say, totally unadvertised. I wasn't expecting to get anybody in from the UK because of the 7 hour time difference. What is it there? It's 3:30, so that's 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. I'm under these umbrellas. Is it affecting the signal at all? Can you still hear me okay? Can you still see? Is the picture clear? There's a lot of girls here at the moment as well, a lot more than when I was here in when I got here in October, a lot more, but there just doesn't seem to be the quality that there used to be. I don't know what's the reason for that. Maybe they're all gone online. Okay, all right. So Andrew Aero, you said we're not here full time yet. Not full time yet, but when we retire. Okay, so but you started you've got your house and you started putting things together. It's nice. It's nice when I finally move out here full time, because I've still got to go back to the UK. But when I finally move out here, I'm going to put together a video, and I'm going to explain why I decided to retire right here. And I'm going to go right back to 30 years ago, and I'm going to build up the picture to how it's got to where it is today. I'm looking forward to doing that video actually. Kobus Rebus. I think that most Chinese tourists generally either head towards the shopping malls, temples and beaches, not so much the bars unless they're karaoke type bars. Yeah, well, that's very true, of course, because when the Chinese come here, the thing is they're organized in tours, aren't they? But what I have noticed that's different with Chinese tourists and Koreans, actually, not just Chinese. What I have noticed, they used to do that. They used to come in, stay in one hotel, they'd bus them somewhere in the daytime. Like you say, they'd take them to a mall or they'd go out to Ko Chang, something like that. And but what I've noticed is quite a few sort of guys on their own now. They're not with tour groups. Chinese as well. There's quite a lot of Chinese guys here, and there's a lot of Indians in Pattaya. A lot. What else? Yeah, I mean, all over the world. You heard when I was sat over there. You heard this. There's a lot of French, Italian, German. Everybody's coming back now. So yeah, it's pretty much pre-COVID. There's no restrictions coming in, and unless something drastic happens, I can't see anything. I can't see us going backwards. Tonto, all fine, Peter. Right, Andrew again. We will be in Chatham on Sunday overnight until Monday. Yeah, Chatham's nice if you're with somebody, but it's a bit boring on your own. I mean, it's a beautiful beach town, but the problem is if you're on... How are you? Just talk to my friend. Yeah. Yeah, Chatham. If you don't know where Chatham is, it's kind of it's about half an hour down the coast from Hua Hin, and it's a beautiful place. It's almost like the kind of set for the Bounty adverts of the 70s. I don't know if you're old enough to remember them. Beautiful Girl on Paradise Beach. Chatham is very much like that. But the problem is, if you go on your own, there's some nice beaches, there's some nice bars on the seafront, regular bars, some nice little restaurants, seafood restaurants and what have you. But it's boring if you're on your own. But if you go there with a date, you got to go, and you went there for a weekend, then it's a lot of fun. And the thing about Chatham as well, they get a lot of top models from Bangkok go down there to do photo shoots because it is so nice, and the beach is very, very wide. It's extremely wide from the sea to the pavement, as it were. And you do get a lot of models going down there to do these photo shoots and things. But yeah, Charm's nice, Andrew. Motel, perfect sound and vision. That's good. It seems to be on these you know, when I do these streams outside, it seems to be if I sit down somewhere, it doesn't matter where it is, but if I sit, I think I'm only on 4G. I'm paying for 5G, but I'm actually on 4G. But it seems if I sit down somewhere and settle the camera down like this, it seems to be pretty constant and okay. It's when you're walking about, you know, it's not that great. I'm just having a look because actually people around me here. Gary Hughes, first live for me for a while. Good to see you. A bit damp in Birmingham, not too cold though. Signal's good, Peter. Okay, thanks, Gary. Yeah, we live about an hour from Birmingham, south of Birmingham, just up from Northampton there. Nice part of the world, actually. It's not bad. Stuart Marston, morning, Peter. Looking for flights for a trip in March. Well, prices should drop down, Stuart, by March. Seems to be coming down. Yeah, okay, marginally. Gonna wait for another couple of weeks before I book, see if they drop. Somebody gave me a good tip a long time ago. If you're constantly searching for flights, like say if you search for the flight today and you don't find the one you're looking for, then you go back on tomorrow and you look again, then you go back on the following day. If you look on Google, if you use Google Chrome, look for the flights on what do they call it? Not anonymous. Is it anonymous? You know, you can open up a Chrome incognito. That's what it's called. If you look for the flights in incognito mode in Chrome, it doesn't save all the cookies and stuff, because if you keep going back, they know you really want to fly, and the price generally creeps up slowly. And so somebody told me about it quite a while ago, and I started looking for flights in incognito mode, and it did seem to sort of give me the cheaper flights. So give that a try. But you know, high season's coming to an end now. Well, it should be finished now. We're coming up to February, so just coming to an end now. It normally ends around the end of January because it starts to warm up again. I wasn't expecting any super chats. I really wasn't, but there's one come in, so let me just say thank you to Chris V. That's Australian dollars. Thank you, Chris. That was totally unexpected. I wasn't doing this for super chats, but it's a nice surprise and very generous of you. Thank you, Stephen. Good to see you. And you were in the other night. I'm living in is it Nakhon Chai? I don't know if I can pronounce that. Nakhon Thamar, is it? You can have a good laugh now. I've said that. With girlfriend, moved from Liverpool, been here since September. It's 29 to see here today. Okay, but you see, the thing is, Stephen, because I'm on the coast, the sea's right there. You know, I'm getting the breeze, and that's what makes the difference. It's not so much just the temperature. You get the breeze; it makes a hell of a difference. Thank you, Chris, for that, by the way, again. Right, Andrew, again, we will not be alone in Chatham. We have a big Thai family. There will be 10 of us in the one big house. Yeah, that's excellent. I mean, when I went to Chatham a few years ago with my family, we went with Simon's family as well. And same thing. We rented a huge room in a house, and we just all bunked down, you know, kids on the floor and all in the same room. You know, it was good fun. But you know, for a single man on his own, it's not really a lot of fun. Okay, for a day trip, I suppose. Rent a motorbike, go up and down the coast, see what's there, but not for a few days. Right, amateur. Lots of Chinese tourists here in Tokyo, but the ones with deep pockets splurging on luxury goods looks like there's no tomorrow. Okay, they spend a lot of money here in Thailand. Actually, I don't know if you realise they're actually the biggest spenders. You know, they put more money into Thailand than any other country. That's why the Thais, you know, welcome them with open arms, as it were. Isan Viking, greetings from Khon Kaen. Lived in Khon Kaen for 2 years, Isan Viking. So if you live in Khon Kaen, you'll know the Portman Hotel, right? That opened in 1996 as a Sofitel. I was part of the opening team on that, and I lived in that hotel for 2 years. Used to have a great underground entertainment centre. They had a German brew house, a nightclub. I think there was a hostess lounge, a karaoke. I always say that wrong as well, but yeah, good to hear from you. The Wutong Life, how you doing? I'm going back just to see who I've missed here, because we got over 100 in now. I'm surprised. Is it Jimmy Thomas? Hello, happy to see you live for the first time. Okay, it's because of the time I'm doing this. Roger Jarman, I will be in Kamala. Is it Kamala in a week? My first time. Any recommendation for restaurants? I don't actually know that place, Roger. So sorry, can't help you on that one. Is that you, Simon? Canal Fox Farms. You need a nice beach massage. Yeah. I've been offered plenty of the beach massages, but you know what I do to get rid of them? Because they're very persistent, aren't they? Just say hi to Simon, by the way, at Canal Fox Farms. Before I get into the thing about the massages, I've actually done another film. Simon and I have done another film because Simon's got his it's very noisy, but I'm trying to talk over them. So you know, Simon's got his cannabis farm. He's opening site number 2 soon. Well, quite a few viewers from Thailand Bound invested into that. So I thought, right, well, let's go over there and make a video, and I put Simon on the spot, ask him what he's done with their money. And happy to say he wasn't sitting on a boat on the Riviera or anything like that. He is working very, very hard. So that video is going to go up probably later in the middle of next week. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Let's get some of the newer comments down here. Alice Yo, how you doing? Okay. Isan Viking Portman or Pullman? Is it? Yeah, you're right. It's a Pullman, isn't it? It's not the Portman. It's a Pullman. I think it's a Pullman. It's changed names a few times, I think. I know the bars there. Safe place from ladies. My wife is friends with all the owners. She was a chef in a small restaurant. Okay, good. Oh yeah, we were going to talk about the massage, weren't we? Yeah, so how I put them off, because, you know, when you hear that they don't take no for an answer. They're all very nice people here, but, you know, they want to make a living. And when they're sitting there doing nothing and you're a man on his own on the beach, you know, they'll come along and they'll say, do you want to get your nails done? I bite my nails. There's nothing to do. Do you want to get your nails done, or do you want to have a massage or something like that? So how I put them off, I joke with them. What I say is, yeah. I have a short-time hotel around here. I take room, we go together. And they're like, no, and they run away, you know. So that's how I deal with them. Otherwise, you never get rid of them. Let's see what else we've got in. Right, Cobus, Rebus. No worries on the background noise. You're coming through loud and clear. That's good. It's actually quite nice having a little bit of background noise, isn't it? Because it's, you know, I'm not sitting in a room. Right, Brick looking. Is that a fake North Cape cap? Yeah, I bought this one yesterday, actually, because I've got a black cap, but of course black attracts the sun. So when I was here, I bought a white one, and it said LA on the front of it. Hi Capio, good to have you in the stream. And I actually left it somewhere. You know, they're like 200 baht, £5 for a cap. I think they're a similar price on eBay actually, but they can't sell kind of copyright stuff. But this is quite a nice hat. It's white, keeps out the sun, and it's just, I don't like wearing sunglasses. It's just I don't know what it is. I just don't like I wear glasses all the time, but I don't like wearing sunglasses. But the thing with a peaked cap, when it's very bright, it does keep out the sun. It's very good. Right, let's see what else we've got in. Yeah, thanks for answering those messages, Capio. I didn't actually realise you were back in the UK. And I'm not a big Facebook user. I might start doing some Twitter videos. I've noticed everybody's getting on Twitter now. Not Twitter. What's the other one? What's the other one? Not Twitter. Is it Twitter? No. I might start getting on some social media, because I've noticed other people are doing it, and it will drive traffic towards my YouTube channel. But as of now, I'm not really a big Facebook user, Capio. And what it is, I just now and again, actually, to be honest with you, the person I speak to mostly on Facebook is Brian Flowers. You know, I mean, whenever he contacts me or sends me a video or something, it's always on Facebook. And I just happened to look at it the other day, and I seen your message, and I thought, oh, blimey, he sent me this about a week ago, and then you told me you're in England. So, you know, I'm back at the end of February. I don't know, whereabouts in the UK are you? Whereabouts do you live? I don't mean your exact name and address and bank number. I mean general area, you know. Right, the Wutong Life. Are the freelancers still asking for 1,500 baht short time? Yeah, about that. Right, geezers. Jason, what happened to you, mate? I thought we were going to meet and have a few beers together. I had a cancellation. I was supposed to meet Bangkok Pat. He cancelled out on me because he lost a bit of equipment, and he found it again, luckily, but he hasn't contacted me since. Jason, hi Peter, North London in the house. I hope you're behaving in Pattaya. Yeah, I always behave myself. Always behave myself. If you're still around, Jason, give me a shout. I'll be back in Bangkok either Sunday or Monday night. I can't remember how long you said you're going to be here for. Tom Orberton, I thought there was an N in North Face. All right, I'm not going to take it off and check because I've seen the N. Martin Blackburn, you're looking well and relaxed, but I hope Benji's doing okay. Yeah, Benji's all right. He's going to the vet tomorrow to have his anal glands looked at. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? My daughter's actually texted me last night. Right, Peter Bailey. Good day, Peter. You're looking better. Oh, I just read that one. Thank you, Peter. Right, okay. Jesus, Instagram. No, it's not Instagram. The one I'm thinking of, what one is it? You know, where you just, when you're sitting on the toilet or something, you just watch it. There are lots and lots of video clips. They're only a minute long or so. Which one is it? I was watching it just before this. My memory's really gone. No, can't remember what it's like, what it is, what it's called. Do you know what I'm talking about? Right, okay, so we've got 125 in now. Been going 25 minutes, that's good. Right, Jason, I can't call you Geese anymore, Jason, because I know your name. Peter, I'm there next Thursday for 6 weeks. We'll meet up. Okay, well, give me a shout. TikTok, that's it. Yeah, thank you. Right, it's TikTok and it's good. Yeah, Simon as well. Tell me it's TikTok. I just, my memory's got so bad. I can remember what I did like 6 months ago, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast today. I can, but I'm just giving you an example. Okay, Detroit Dan's Snapchat. I haven't used Snapchat. They're all coming through now. Look, Thick Fock. Okay, Soy Cowboy. Good to have you in the stream. Pete Bailey, lick. Okay. Yeah, if you're planning to come, I know there's a lot of guys when they come to Thailand, they don't actually stay in Bangkok. They come straight down to Pattaya or Pattaya, or however you want to pronounce it. You'll have a good time. It's so much better than what it was. Do you remember them grim days when I came here in December, when everything was absolutely closed at 9 o'clock? There was nobody here. It was actually that was a double-sided coin actually, because it was actually quite nice being here with nobody here, if that makes sense. It was just the residents that were here, and you just seen Pattaya in a different light. It was just quiet, but it was kind of interesting as well, if that makes sense. Shane, how are you doing? We'll have to get you back on the channel, Shane. It's been a while. What's your thoughts on Pratanak? It's a market. You could live. There's plenty of accommodation around there. Good market there. I don't know what else. What I was going to say about it. I'll tell you some other good news that's happening now is the market. The market that runs through the middle of Patpong. Well, Patpong's been devastated, absolutely devastated. Soy Cowboy's back to almost pre-COVID. Nana Plaza's back. Pattaya's back. But, Patpong, I went there a couple of times and it's just absolutely dead on its heels, And one of the main reasons is because of the market was gone. They closed down the market. And for instance, myself, to get over, if I want to visit Patpong, I like to look at the market because they have some great fake goods. I bought a Mont Blanc pen for 100 baht over there and it looks a business, So if I go to Patpong, I do like looking around the market as well, then nip in and have a beer in a bar, then look around the market again. Well, the good news is they've started to open again. Somebody told me they had sort of 8 to 10 stalls up or now there, and they're slowly building on that. So once that market gets up full running steam, then Patpong will come alive again, because without that market, it's absolutely dead. There's one of them bloody vans come. Right, at least he's not parking here. No strings, good morning. How you doing? Danny Boy, cannabis in Pattaya is a recipe for disaster, especially with the police selling their guns to gangs. Well, it doesn't seem to have caused any problems at the moment. I mean, it's all legalized now. They're to and froing whether they were going to. They'll never turn over the law again. They can't. Too many people. There's too much money invested. Some very important people in Thailand have invested in cannabis farms and the whole wholesale thing. I don't want to be very specific and name people, but you're talking very high up people in the government and other organizations, if you get what I mean. They've invested in it as well. There's no way that they're going to actually turn around and say, right, we're going to ban it completely outright. What they might do, because what they were talking about, what they could do, they might say, well, okay, we want to kind of control these smaller retail outlets that sell it. That could possibly be an option for them. Or they might say, there's already a lot of laws around it. I'm not going to get into it in a big way here. All I'll say is it's very, very doubtful that they'd overturn it because of the people who have already invested millions and millions into it. Foreign investors as well, actually. Right, so let's go back and see what you're saying. Is that Juan 3ZZ? I'd probably pronounced that wrong, but good to see you in the stream, mate. Right, Andrew, as a baldy, I too also need to wear a cap when here in sunny Thailand. I have an original Scotland cap. Okay, good stuff. Well, I'm not actually bald, but I am receding. So I think a lot of people here, I'm not going to name names, guys, they're actually 50% bald, but what they do, they shave their heads and make themselves completely bald, because that doesn't make them look so old then, does it? Okay, I read that. Andreas Victorious, Phuket is packed. Yeah. I think Thailand's, I think everywhere's packed. It's expensive down there, isn't it, though, Andreas? No strings. Could you pick a spot with a lady in the background, not an old chap reading? I can't see. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Well, I've actually paid for this seat, and I'm actually How's that? We'll get rid of him. So I paid 50 baht for the day for this chair. When I come down here, I find it really relaxing to come and sit. I really like sitting on the beach here because you can read the newspaper online. You can look at TikTok videos. I can check all my comments and things, and I can even do a live stream. Problem is, it's behind me. I can't see on this little screen. Have a look. Oh, there you go. Well, there's a young lady on the wall over there. I don't know if you can see her in the middle on the black with a black top. Right. Fran Smith, how are the bugs over there? I have sweet blood. It's okay. You can get repellent. I mean, there's nothing in the daytime. I'm sitting here in shorts. I haven't been bitten or anything like that, but they come out at night, especially where there's water and when the air is very, very still. But you can actually buy bug repellent. I usually use deodorant. I find that works. Just spray it around my ankles. But it didn't work a couple of weeks ago in Hua Hin, if you remember. I was Pat's restaurant on Soy 94. She said I could sit in her garden and do a live stream. Not a house garden, the restaurant garden. I said, well, it'll be dark. You're going to close at midnight. She says, no, I'll leave the garden lights on for you. They have these lights strung around, don't they? And she said, I'll leave because I eat there regularly. She says, no, you can do it here. No problem. I'll leave the lights on for you. And I was like, really? And she said, yeah. So I sat there. But what I didn't realize at the time, once you start a stream, it's very difficult to move to another location if it's not kind of just, locally around here sort of thing. And I sat there and she's got a lot of these flower pot things, the big ones, the big clay ones, and they have water sitting in them, water that's been there for a long time. There's a lot of vegetation and there was no wind whatsoever. Well, when I got back to my hotel room, I must have had, I'm not exaggerating, I must have had 50 bites on my legs and on my ankles. And you can actually now buy, there's an oil you can buy which you can put over your one. If you do get bit, you can put this oil stuff on your legs and it takes away, it gets really, really itchy, doesn't it, when you've been bitten by mosquitoes? And the more it itches, the more you scratch it, and the more you scratch it, the more it itches, if that makes sense. And you can buy this stuff from the pharmacy now. You just say, I want something to relieve the itchiness, and they'll give you it. Right. Tim Knight. In Pattaya for the first time, 17th of February. Is it best to find bar girls or freelancers? It's a really difficult question to answer, Tim. I mean, better in what way? Better looking ones or cheaper ones or easier going ones? The only thing I can say on that, it does tend to be safer if you get them from the bars because, there is some, if they're going to, if you get a girl from a bar and she goes back to a hotel room and she steals the guy's gold lighter or wallet or something like that, the guy's going to go back to the bar and report it, and they might not necessarily do anything the first time, but if she's done it once, she's going to always do it. So by the time they get 3 or 4 reports that she's stealing from their customers, that isn't good for the bar, right? So generally speaking, the girls that you take from the bars, they won't steal from you. That's the main thing. But when you've got a freelancer, somebody who you might not see again, then she's got nothing to lose, has she? So if you've picked her up on the street and you take her back to your room, then obviously if you're in the toilet and you've left a 5 baht chain on the side and she can pick it up and leave the room, then she's not going to be where you found her the next night. That does happen all the time. As far as prices go, you'll probably find freelancers are cheaper, but you'll probably find they're not as pretty as the girls in the bar. James Madgett. How is Nana Plaza doing? I was disappointed when I went there last August. Quality of girls was lacking. It's the same everywhere I've been. That's the main thing. It's the quality. It's not the quantity. There tends to be a lot of quantity at the moment, but not much quality. Craig Mitchum, you got 2 cuts. What's that? You got 2 cuts left, Peter. 2 cuts? What do you mean 2 cuts? I don't get that one. No strings, laugh out loud. Hope he didn't hear that. Probably German though, right? Okay. All right, Shane. I'm off to finish my shift. Face blue, wide eyes. All right. You still driving the trams then, Shane? I imagine that's pretty good money. Brit looking. Is it correct that Jomtien is known as God's waiting room? Not really. No, I mean, it's you got all ages here, you got all nationalities here, and it's there's a lot of old guys retired here. Why wouldn't they retire? It's a beautiful place to retire. But no, there's a lot of I wouldn't say what I class as young is probably like 40 upwards. You know, there are guys out here. Don't forget, you can't really retire until you're 55, 60 unless you're sort of mega rich. But there are guys here, they get apartments and they'll stay here half the time of the year, or they'll stay here 3-4 months of the year. I wouldn't say it's a, you know, I wouldn't say it's a place people come to die by a long shot. Oh, let me see if I can get a drink. Hang on. Have you got a Coke Zero?
Coke Zero, no, darling.
Yeah, thank you. Coke Zero, yeah. Get one of the sisters to bring me a Coke Zero. Right. Yeah, don't get excited. It's not like that. Right, Andrew again. I shave my head with a skull shaver. I look younger without a grey hair. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Ah, you're very clever, right? You come that way. You see what she did? She brought me the Diet Coke, but what she did, because she knew she'd be on camera if she came this way, she came around the long way and gave it to me. Clever. They're very nice here. I always come to this spot. It's about halfway down Jomtien. It's the police box is right up the other end. This is about halfway down. I always come here because it's where the second 7-Eleven is. They've got a public toilet across the way. You pay 10 or 20 baht. It's like a sweat box, like I say, I've used it today. But it's because it's further down, you can always get a seat. But I don't think I'm going to come over here tomorrow and Sunday because it's going to be heaving. You know, you get all the Thais come down from Bangkok. Cars will be double parked. You'll have a job getting a seat. And the thing I really hate is when you're sitting there, when you get the Thai families come down, it's a full-on barbecue, you know, and they have fried squid and garlic and stuff that stinks. I just can't handle it. Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, Eric Crack, is it? You're living in Jomtien. Good stuff. London Chinese cabbie. Good to have you in. I haven't seen you for a while. Hand pink waving. Okay, I didn't see that. Was that behind me? Danny Boy Vinegar does the same. Is that when you say vinegar does the same? Is that to relieve the itching, or you put it on before you go out? I don't think I'd like to use vinegar because you wouldn't be very popular, would you? You'd be a bit smelly. Ryan Seeger, I put mouthwash in a spray bottle in Cambodia last year, and it works keeping the mosquito mappy away. Yeah, everybody's got their own way of doing it. Some guy was telling me he uses you know, Vicks rub, but again, you know, covering yourself in Vicks rub, you're going to smell like a pharmacy everywhere you go. Right, Nomiai Inspector, I have to say that quiet around here. Morning, Peter. First live stream I caught for a while. Yeah, good to have you in. It's 10 to 4 in the afternoon here, so I suppose a lot of places around the world it's morning time. The Wutong Life. Are there still police checkpoints all over the place trying to make money? Well, what's the hell, isn't it? Someone's just talking about bugs, and there's something flying around about that size. Yeah, generally speaking, it's at night when they do the it's at night when they do the checks, sort of random checks, you know, where you're not expecting them. But generally speaking, at the moment, the place where they do, well, I went yesterday and they weren't doing them, but last time I was here, well, it seems like last time, it's this time, I've been here 5 months, is right outside the police station on Beach Road. The last time I was in pattaya, they stopped me 9 times, and by the 8th time, the guy started recognizing me and just like waved me on. They'd stop me and say, "Oh, it's you again." But you know what? You know what really pisses me off? I actually got myself. Let me get this open. Hang on. I actually went off and got myself a couple of Thai licenses. Right. There it is. I won't show you all the details, but I have actually got. I carry this with me now. It's a Thai motorcycle license, right? And they haven't stopped me once. Not once. Keep going past the police station home to get stopped, you know. So anyway, Clive, how you doing? Good morning, Peter and Mongas. See, you're on the outskirts of Disneyland again. Wink, wink, laugh out loud. Yeah. Well, I'm actually staying in Disneyland. I've actually got a hotel in Soi Buakhao. I won't tell you exactly which one it is because you get a few nutters about, don't you? Ryan, have you heard they're putting retirement age up to 67 in England? Doesn't surprise me. It's so that they can save on the pensions, isn't it? And, you know, pay it out to all the guys coming over on rubber dinghies, you know. Let's not go there. Okay, I'm in a nice mood today. Let's not get into that. Okay, Ho Nat I can't pronounce it, sorry, but you're in Australia. Um, right, Clive, why don't they make it 88? Yeah. No strings. How long to get to Pattaya nightlife from Jomtien in a taxi? Oh, it's really quick. It's they have BART buses going back and forth. You know, they do try and rip you off on the fare. You know, you just got to find out how much it costs. I don't actually know how much it costs now because I never come over on a BART bus. I've got a motorbike and or a scooter. Somebody will send in a comment now moaning. That's not a real motorbike. That's a sewing machine. Um, yeah, it's not very much. So if you've not been here before and you want to stay in Jomtien, there is a bit of nightlife here at the other end of the beach. Not too much, but there is some. But if you want to get into the main part of Pattaya, then you're talking probably 15 minutes from getting in the BART bus to getting out. It's very, very close. Distance-wise, it's not really walkable. It's quite hilly, but it's easy to get to, put it that way. And it's not like you have to wait all night for a BART bus. They're going back and forth, right up until sort of 3 in the morning. Ryan says round it up to 90. Yeah. Rob J, to fill fuel up with motorcycles, is it the same as the UK? No, it's really cheap here. You know, the Thais complain because the fuel price has gone up, but it's so cheap here. At the moment, it's 35 baht a litre. So what's that in pounds? That's got to be about, it's just under £1, isn't it? It's going to be like 90 pence or something a litre. What is it in the UK now? £1.80, £1.90? I've heard £2 in some of the BP garages, the rip-off garages. £2 a litre. Here it's 90p a litre. To fill up a scooter from empty when it's on the red, if you get one of these, like I like the Honda Clicks, the Honda Waves, they're not automatic, so I wouldn't touch a Honda Wave. The Scoobies are automatic. What's really big now, I'm going off topic now, we're talking about scooters. The Vespas are very popular here now. But to fill up a Honda Click from when the gauge gets on the red, it's 100 baht. That's all it is, and that's to the brim. So 100 baht, £2.50 to fill the tank up. And if you're only using it to, you know, I mean, I had one here for a month, and I filled the tank up probably 3 times in a month, and I was on it every day. I was back and forth to Jomtien. I was all over the place. They're so cheap to get around on, you know. But don't go out on it without a helmet. Well, okay, let me rewind that a little bit. There doesn't seem to be a lot of police around Soi Buakhao for some reason. They're always down the beach area. And a lot of people don't wear helmets around Soi Buakhao, probably because of that reason. But I don't know why they don't have more of a police presence in Soi Buakhao. Not that I'm complaining about it. McLaren F1 race 190. Andrew, where I go with my Thai wife, we don't see many other Farangs. We went to an amazing cafe in Nonthaburi that tourists would drive past. It was so good, I put it on TikTok. Well, this is the thing. If you've got a Thai partner or a Thai family, of course, you're going to see a lot more of parts of Thailand that you wouldn't see otherwise. I mean, Simon, who's been here my friend Simon, who's been here for 12 years, got a Thai family. He hasn't told me everywhere he's been to, but he's probably been to places that I could only dream about, you know. But don't forget, when you go away with Thai families, I mean, the downside of that is you're not going to get your Farang food, or, you know, you might have to sleep in places you wouldn't normally sleep in, if that makes sense. But it doesn't seem to bother a lot of people. Right, Nomia Inspector, mosquito spray from 7-Eleven works well. I will spray my legs before I go out. Yeah, I forgot all the 7-Elevens sell it, and of course the pharmacies. But what I find with that stuff, the one that you put on to stop being bitten, it's quite oily. I find it's oily. Right, Eric, I always use Tiger Balm for that's the one I was talking about before. Tiger Balm for mosquito bites. When they start itching, if you catch a mosquito bite quickly enough, put a teaspoon in hot water, then apply to the bite. Quite a complicated process you got there, Eric. That should stop itching developing. Okay, good tip there. I've got to be careful with your name, Nomia Inspector, because there are Thais around here, right? So I think I'm just going to call you Inspector on this stream. Right, the youngsters starting work today won't be retiring until their 70s, okay? Let me just say hi to another unexpected super chat there. I wasn't expecting that second one today. Jeremy Thomas, thank you. Really enjoyed your channel. Glad to catch you live. Can't wait to visit Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is nice. It's quite cool in Chiang Mai because it's up in the mountains and the people have got a lighter skin. But you'll enjoy it up there. But thanks for that super chat. I appreciate that. Very generous. And let me just say quickly hi to Alpha Bravo. You leave a lot of comments on the channel, on the stories. I know you like the stories. Hello, everybody and lovers of the sexy almond eyes. Okay. Right, who else we got in? Let's have a look. I'm actually quite surprised and pleasantly um, quite surprised and pleased. I didn't think I'd get so many in today. I was sort of thinking, well, as it's unannounced and it's, you know, everybody in the UK will be going to work, I'll be lucky to get 50 people in, but I've got almost 150 people in. So, right, Sean Quingley, just stop on a BART bus that's full. Don't make arrangements with the driver, and it's 10 baht. Exactly. So what you don't want to do is go up to an empty BART bus and say, I want to go to Pattaya. How much does it cost? Because he'll tell you 200 baht or 100 baht, right? What you want to do, they have a route, you know, just um, ask somebody else who's on the bus or somebody who's waiting for the bus. You know, they just do the same route back and forth, back and forth. I tell you what, the Thais now, they must know when people are live streaming. There's so many people doing it now. What I've noticed is, generally, if I was sitting here by myself not doing this, there's a lot of people will come up. There's a lady selling watches there. Another lady came along with ice cream. Somebody was selling T-shirts and massage ladies. And they'll come here and they won't leave you alone, you know. You have to tell them 3 times that you don't want a massage or a shirt that's 10 times too small for you. But what I've noticed, because they can see me doing this, they kind of taken a wide berth. So they must all know about the live streaming. That's something else I noticed. When 20 years ago, if you had a camera and you kind of started pointing it around, you know, they'd go mad, absolutely berserk, especially in the bars and stuff. They don't seem to mind now. It's because they can't stop it, actually. So every phone has got a camera in it, hasn't it? And it's just an impossible task to try and stop it. I wouldn't suggest it's a good idea to point your camera in anybody's faces, though. They don't generally like that. Right, not Inspector. Unleaded is £1.53. Oh, it's come down then. It's come down a lot, because when I left the UK, it hit the £2 mark. Where I live in my town, it was about £1.85, something like that. But on the motorways, the BP, they've always been ripped off, haven't they? When I used to, I did a bit of driving 10 years ago just for something to do. The money helped as well, but I was bored sitting around at home, and I did a bit of driving. And it didn't happen very often, but if I forgot about fuel and I was halfway up the M1 and I had another sort of 50 miles to go and I was critically low on fuel and I was forced to go into a BP station, what I used to do is put £10 in, and then when I got back home I'd go to my local Tesco's or Asda or whatever and I'd fill it up there, because I just found they were so expensive. The BP garages are so expensive, really. I mean, they've had campaigns where people have said boycott them, but it'll never happen. Barry Campbell, I appreciate you and your channel. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate you being out there. Right, Andrew Cullen, have you been to see Simon at Fox Farms lately? If so, how's the crop looking? Right, so you must have just come in, because that was something I discussed at the beginning, but I'll say it again because there's a lot more people in than when I discussed it. So if you don't know what that's about, Simon grows wholesale cannabis, right, professionally. It's going to be eventually hemp that they make building materials out of. And I advertised it about 6 weeks ago. I went and made a video. Some of Thailandbound's subscribers have invested in Simon's business now, and I thought it'd be a nice idea to go along there and just put Simon in the spot and say, okay, so you've had all this money, what are you doing with it, where is it, what's happened? And I've made a nice video of the factory and where it is. It's completely different to when I went there 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago. I can't remember exactly how long ago it was, but I sat with Simon. I said, okay, look, you've had all these people invest now. Where is their money? What have you done? What's happening? And Simon goes through it and he basically explains at what stage their what's the word I'm looking for again? Their investment. That's what I'm looking for. He goes through each stage of their investment and where it is, and we go around and we film the factory and the containers and the grow rooms and stuff like that. So I hope to get that video out next week. Ooh. I tell you what's really strange. When I used to come down here lots of times before, Simon always came down with me, you know, because we're good friends, and we always sort of if we came to Pattaya or him, we'd go together in his car. But what's kind of unusual for me now is because he's so tied up with his factory, I'm kind of on my own most of the time, apart from if I meet subscribers. And you know, like I've come down here on my own. It's kind of different, you know, but I can deal with it. Okay, Rob J, coming back in November with my 18-year-old son. He has never been before, so should be a big eye opener. Yeah, you want to keep your eye on him as well. I mean, I know he's 18 and stuff, but you know, there's a lot of diseases out here. You've got to be really, really careful for obvious reasons. You know, I know he's 18, he's an adult, isn't he? But you know, let's leave it at that. Right, Clive, off to work now. We'll listen to your stream in the car. Great.
10 บาทยัดทูใช่ไหมไอติม
See what's going on there. Some of them pack up really early. It's really strange how it works here because they have their own section of beach with their own section of umbrellas and chairs. Like this, these chairs are blue, so this is for this section. And she's green, but she's got no customers, not one deck chair. Whereas where I am here, there's still what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's still 17 people, 18 people with me, and it was more busy before. It's really strange, but I think what it is, they have their own customers. Like I say, when I come to Jomtien, I don't just randomly pick a deck chair. I come to this spot every time because I know the ladies. Right, Johnny Red, do you ever have food off the trays the ladies bring round on the beach? I do, but I'm very careful what I eat. I won't eat everything on the trays. Typically, what I'll eat, you know, I like the they have shells with a dip, you know, a spicy dip. Well, I'd have them because they're in a plastic bag. They're being steamed and they put them in a plastic bag and tie them up with an elastic band. So I think they're safe. Things like things that are being cooked and they're still hot, you know, like corn on the cob, prawns, you know, if they've got the carry the believe it or not, they carry the fire with them. It's like a clay kind of oven thing, like it almost looks like a flower pot, and it's got charcoal in it with a grill on the top of it. And they'll have the hot food on top of that, and they carry it on a stick across their shoulders or in one arm, and that's just being cooked. So if it's just being cooked, then yeah, that's fine. But the sort of stuff I won't eat things like spring rolls. You know, they've been cooked somewhere. They could have been laying out in the backyard all afternoon for you know, and you know, I just don't want to risk it. Let me just get some tissue. I don't know why I've got a runny nose. You got tissue? Tissue? I have to pay 20 baht now because I want a bit of tissue. Oh, you give me free today?
Yes.
Come and say hello. Come and say hello. No, go work. All right, thank you. Normally I'm charged 20 baht. Excuse me a minute while I... Hang on, I'll do this out of shot of camera. Right. Hopefully that'll stop me touching my nose all through the stream. Right. Oh, finally, we've gone for an hour already. I can't believe it. Okay, let's see who else is in. Thank you, Detroit Dan, for that super sticker. Very kind of you. Andrew again. Can I add TikTok video on here to show that lovely cafe we visited this week? Well, I don't think you can actually add it. You won't be able to upload it on here because you'd have to log into my account to be able to do that. And I'm not going to send you my login details. Can I add a TikTok video on here? Oh, you mean the link from TikTok? Probably, yeah. I mean, you probably just copy and paste it. Jeremy Thomas, 4 a.m. here in Washington, D.C., up with a flu. Yeah, a lot of people got flu at the moment. I had the flu as well, but the problem is everyone's paranoid now. When you get a cold, people say, oh, he's got COVID, he's got COVID. Ring the bell, don't go near him. Andrew Cullen, have you seen inside your containers for Thailand bound? I have, yeah. And the videos, like I said, I'm going to put the video up next. I've done the video, I've just got to edit it now, and I'm sitting on a beach. I don't want to be sat in a room editing videos. I'm very impressed with the whole operation myself because I wouldn't have recommended it if I didn't think it was good. I really think it is a gold rush for this business at the moment. I don't want to be seen as like I'm trying to sell it, oversell it or something like that, but there are a lot of people going to make a lot of money short term and then it'll steady off. If you look at what happened in America when they legalized it, it took 10 years until it stabilized. And I think the same is going to happen here. Tim in Thailand. Hey, Peter, I'm not sure if you've been here, but I've literally just had lunch there, just off Sukhumvit Road, so not far from you. Really nice, unique restaurant. I haven't, but the thing is, you know what it's like. There's so many restaurants between Jomtien and Pattaya that you know you could spend 3 months here and not get around all the restaurants, and most of them are quite nice. Paul, how you doing, mate? Morning, Peter. All just watching it in the background while I get ready for work. Yeah, a lot of people saying that. It must be evening time somewhere. There must be somebody watching where it's 7 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night, unless it's like Kinshasa or, well, it's not called Kinshasa anymore, is it? Zaire. Alpha Bravo, for 200, 300, you get a heat stick for mosquito bites with battery, then no need for a hot spoon. I've not heard of them. A heat stick. Okay, that's interesting. That's Bart, yeah. Crypto Chris, how you doing? Good to have you in. I'm really surprised I've got some guys in the stream who are in the evenings. I'm surprised you're in. Beads. Coloured beads. Yeah, no, I'm your inspector. Either that or they think you're crazy talking. So everyone knows what you're doing, you know. It's not like the old days where you know, people looked at you, look, this guy's talking to his camera. You know, people just, they're just blasé to it now. So many people do it, aren't they? Colm Maguire, I remember in 1996. Yeah, okay. Crypto Chris card, petrol 143 here. It must have come down then. I don't know what because it was nearly it was over £1.80 when I left 5 months. When I say 5 months ago, I can't believe it. You know, I came out here on the 9th of October. And originally I don't know why, I'd only booked for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then I changed my ticket. And I thought, well, I'll go back. You remember what I was telling you about Christmas with my at home? And then I decided to go home between Christmas and New Year. And I was talking to Simon. He said, well, has your house gone through? And I said, no. And he said, well, why are you going home? And I thought, yeah, why am I going home? I've got to go now. I'm going towards the end of next month. I've got to go because my house is so close now. I'm just hoping it doesn't fall through or something hinders it, because I've set up my life here now. I've done everything. I've achieved so much while I've been here. You know, I've got the apartment I want in the location I've got. I've gone out and bought a 55-inch TV last week for like 200 pounds. I think it cost me. Yeah, it was just over like 220 pounds. 55 HD TV. I've got my Thai driving licenses, both motorcycle and car. I've got my retirement visa. I've got I've done everything. And I'm sorting them out. I'm going to do a video on this. Will be interesting. I'm going to do a video on insurance if you're living out here, or long-term insurance. I'm going with a company called Pacific Cross. Now, I've done a lot of research on insurance companies, and I won't get into it here, but the reason I'm going to do that video, I'm going to give you the reasons why I've gone with them. I've got a very, very good plan. It's going to cost me, I pay it quarterly, it's going to cost me about 8,500 baht a month, which is £200 a quarter, which we don't like to, you know, none of us like to pay insurance. But, you know, if I'm walking down the street one day and I suddenly have a heart attack, or I get throat cancer, or my kidneys fail or something, you know, I can't just jump on a plane and be back in half an hour, as it were. So once I'm just going through the process of getting that now. I had a meeting with the insurance guy who I've been talking to him since last year, a guy called Gabriel, nice guy. And I asked him a lot of questions, you know, because I used to smoke, and, you know, you have to tell them everything. So like I say, I won't get into it right here, but once I get that insurance in place, I'm going to make a really detailed video about why I went with that insurance company as opposed to others, what they cover, what they don't cover. But what I will tell you right now about that insurance company, because I know there's a lot of older guys watch this channel, because I'm an older guy, right? A lot of companies won't insure you over 65, whereas Pacific Cross will insure you over 65. Now, the other thing is they, if you join them before you're 65, you don't need to go for a medical. If you're over 65, you have to go for quite an expensive medical. They do reimburse it. I'm getting into it now, aren't I? So let's hold it there, and I'll give you the whole rundown when I take out the insurance. The only last thing I'll say on it, something that made me very happy. I said to him, "What happens if I leave Thailand and I go somewhere else on a holiday or to visit family or something like that?" And he says, "You'll be covered anywhere in the world for up to 90 days." And I thought that was pretty cool. Right, okay, let's move away from insurance. Right, Con McGuire, he kept pointing the shoebox at the stage. It was funny. Okay, you two must be having a private conversation now. I don't know what it's about. John Street says, I see pigeons in the background. They're all over the world, aren't they? You know what? It's illegal to feed the pigeons here. You'll get fined. Not illegal as they've made a law against it, but here anyway, because, you know, I'll tell you what, I was bored one day and I had what did I eat? I bought some chips, French fries, if you're in America. I brought some French fries and some food, and I ate it, and I had about half the chips, and there was a couple of pigeons. And of course, once one starts getting into the food, you give them a little bit of food, they all come from everywhere. And I was getting these cold now chips, and I was breaking them into little bits, and I was just throwing them on the beach, and the pigeons were coming from everywhere. And the lady who got me the coat just now, she said, "Peter, don't do that because you'll get fined. If the police see you doing it, you'll get 2,000 baht fine, which is about £50. So I don't do it anymore." I think they just want to keep the beach clean because obviously you have a lot of pigeons on the beach. They're going to crap everywhere, aren't they? I think I'm getting a cold, actually. I'm sniffing. Oh, my God. Remember I told you I came down next to that guy on the bus and he was coughing all the way down here from China. Right, Gary Hughes, around £1.40, okay? Barry Dwyer, whereabouts are you in Jomtien? I'm up the road a bit and we'll come and meet you for a drink, Barry. Well, I won't be here for long, Barry. I'm going to do this and I'm going to head back to Soi Buakhao where my hotel is. But I'm kind of like, how do you explain it? I don't know any of the names of any of the bars or restaurants. I can't say I'm near 7-Eleven because there's about 20 of them along here. Let's have a look. I don't know. I'm about a third of the way down. I can't. It's really non-descriptive. What do I say? I'm under some umbrellas. Right, Alpha Bravo. Pigeons under the bridges. Try to say that after 8 beers. Yeah, 4 beers in my case. The Wutong Life. 18 years old. Going to pop his cherry and cherish in Thailand. Okay. Michael Q. I'm heading over there next month. Most of my time in Bangkok and a bit in Pattaya. Any particular bars or weed dispensary can you suggest? If you're into weed, you won't have a problem getting weed here. I don't smoke. I don't take weed. You can buy it in cookies, biscuits. You can smoke it. You can get it anywhere. It's virtually all the same everywhere you go. If you're buying it retail, that's not something you need to worry about. You'll get it anywhere. Especially there's a place opposite Nana Plaza that sells it. There's a places near Soy Cowboy that sell it. Sukhumvit, there's a lot of big places that sell it. In Pattaya, the same thing. They've got dispensaries everywhere. Wherever there's foreigners, you'll find it. What was the other question you asked me? And as far as bars go, if you're in Bangkok, just head down to. I prefer Soy Cowboy now to Nana Plaza. I find Nana Plaza a bit hardcore for me. As far as Pattaya goes, I think the best areas now are definitely Tree Town is good, LK Metro is good, all the way down Soi Buakhao. There's lots of streets and bars. It used to be down on the beach here in Pattaya, but it seems to have. That's where you get the groups, where you get the groups wandering around at night, big tourist groups, and they're not necessarily spending; they're just walking up and down and hanging around, sort of thing. You don't tend to get that so much in Soi Buakhao. It's there's a lot of action there, a lot of action. So I would suggest if you come to Pattaya, try and book somewhere in Soi Buakhao. Daniel Rubini, is it? How you doing? Nice to have you in. Ryan, fan only the snot shots. Okay. Right, Alpha Bravo goes, see no wind in the background. Yeah, it's kind of settled down now. When I started the stream an hour ago, there was a bit of a breeze. It was quite nice. Andrew, if anybody is in and around Nonthaburi, that's amazing cafe we visited is called, I don't know if I can pronounce that, Kokluak. I've said that wrong. Kokluay. Shame we can't get you in here on sound. You can pronounce it for us. Michael Q. Also, any cigar or rooftop bars you like? I don't smoke at all, so that's not something I look for. Rooftop bars, there's a lot of them in Bangkok. A lot of real nice. Actually, there's a few here as well. I don't tend to hang out in them sort of places because I'm by myself. They're nice places to take people or go and visit. If you want to, the Hangover 2, that was you don't need to tell me. I know where it was, but that's a nice rooftop bar, and Bangkok's got a lot of them. You look it up on Google. Just put real good, nice rooftop bars in Bangkok. They'll all come up, but they're not somewhere that I frequent because I'm on my own, and they tend to be a bit boring if you're by yourself. Toby Price 407. Yeah, okay, where you are. Coconut Head. That's his name. I'm not calling him that. Aussie QLD 708 PM. Okay, good. Hello. Vitamin. Is that what you call it? Vitamin. Vitamin for what? For strong. Oh, I not need. I strong already. Thank you anyway. That's funny. The old lady, she's selling the equivalent to Viagra, right? But she doesn't want us to say exactly what it's for. And I can see them in the box. And I said, what is it? She says, vitamin, with a smile on her face. And I said to her, vitamin for what? You couldn't see it, but she went, like this. That's why I said, I don't need that. Right, Ricardo, there was a recent article in the newspaper about research into Marmite. Once eaten, the smell is detected by mosquitoes through the pores or the skin, and they stay away. Personally, I hate this stuff. I don't know. It seems a bit extreme, doesn't it? I don't mind a bit of Marmite, but I'm not sure if I'd like to like stuff it down my face before I go out. And it is only in theory, so there's no guarantee that it'll work, is there? I think there's other options for that. Harry Pun 509. Is that PM or AM? It says OM here in the Philippines afternoon. All I would imagine that's PM in the Philippines. Anthony Harden. Hi, Peter. Enjoying the stream. Shirt suits you. I don't wear this shirt very often. It's probably my nicest T-shirt, but that's probably why I don't wear it very often. I don't want to sort of, get it because they wear out really quick, don't they? Hang on. Must have a cold. Hope I didn't catch off that Chinese guy yesterday. Oh, I know somebody will have a laugh at that. I was talking to somebody about it on the phone last night, and he says, haha, if you start coughing and splurting tomorrow, you'll be in trouble, and I am. Right, Vietnam Viking, have you had... Okay, let's move on from that one. Right, Vietnam Viking, have you had a falling out with Ed Sweeney? You used to always talk about doing his streams. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. He hasn't contacted me. He hasn't said he's got a problem with me. He's traveling. I haven't tried to contact him, not for any particular reason. If he has fallen out with me, I know nothing about it because he's got all my numbers and I'm sure he would have told me. Right, Capio, I paid, I'll just go back on that one more thing. People do, not yourself, but there are a lot of people who assume, and I've had people sort of say that before, but no, not at all. Right, Capio, I paid £1.53 for petrol this morning in a rural area, probably £1.48 in the city. Yeah, that's still good though. Well, for England anyway, because it's, like I say, when I left, it was about £2 a litre, so it's come down. Sebastian Haas, is it? Rumours say marijuana will soon be illegal again after the upcoming election. I don't believe that. It's like for reasons given earlier. They might tighten up the rules a little bit, but there's too many very important people in Thailand who have invested heavily in cannabis farms and producing and all that sort of thing. And when I say important people, I'm talking government people, I just don't think that it would ever be overturned. Yours Travels, how you doing, Steve? Morning, guys. Afternoon, Peter. Yeah, it's 4:20 here. I wasn't expecting to be going for an hour because I didn't think there'd be many in. I've got had 150 in, just under now. But quite enjoyable having a stream out here on the beach. Makes a change to in the room. I think for the moment, the streams in Bangkok, I think for the moment, what I've decided to do, I think I am going to carry on doing them in the room because it's just such, the signal's there, isn't it? And I've got that great sound now with that headset. And I think when I go out and about like I am now, I'll do streams like this where I'm out, where I can sit somewhere nice and stable, where the signal's good. Because like somebody said a while ago, I mentioned in a stream about 2 weeks ago, somebody said, well, there's no point doing live streams in Thailand if you're going to sit in your room. But then a few people came back and said, well, there's no point going out just for the sake of it. And we keep losing the signal. We can't hear you. And I think that's absolutely right. So for the moment, what I'll do, I'll carry on doing the streams in the room because the other bonus of that, of course, I can carry on run the competitions. I might put a poll out there because somebody sent a comment to me in the week and they said, since you've come to Thailand, you've become lazy. The streams are boring and you're rehashing old competitions. You seem like you're not interested anymore. And that's absolutely not true. Of course I'm interested. It's my channel. I like doing live streams. As far as the competitions go, the reason I'm rehashing them is because people like them and they're over some of them are nearly 2 years old. So you can't remember the answers. But if you feel that the competitions are a bit old hat now, just write to me. And if enough people write and say we don't want them anymore, I won't do them. Because I haven't got a crystal ball. I don't know unless you tell me. But I certainly haven't lost interest, guys. I can tell you that. And I'll just tell you while you're here, I have got plans to be completely... I want to change a format when I get here. I'm still in limbo at the moment because I'm not really here full time. I am aware that I've got to go back to the UK in a month's time. Hopefully I won't be there too long. But what I plan to do when I get back out here, I'm going to keep the stories going because a lot of guys like the stories, even though they're so time consuming to do. I'm going to keep them Obviously, I'll keep at least one live stream a week. But what I want to do, I think, which will be helpful, I want to do a lot of reviews of apartments, hotels in Bangkok. You know, because a lot of people do it down here in Pattaya, and I want to do stuff like, you know, 3 budget hotels close to Nana Plaza, for instance, or you know, a 5-star hotel that isn't as expensive as other 5-star hotels, and just go in and film everything. And you know, on top of what I'm doing, I'm not going to cut everything else out, but I just think, so a live stream, the stories, and going out and do some videos, and you know, traveling around like this, I think it'll make things more interesting. Right, Michael H. I'm on the highway now, moving from Phuket to Pattaya. That's a long drive, isn't it? Oh, mind you, we're 2 hours south of Bangkok. Yeah, it's still a long drive. Alpha Bravo in your own car. Barry Campbell, it's 8 p.m. here in Melbourne, Australia. You know, I'm really glad that you told me that, because it seems like everybody else in the stream's getting ready for work, or it's 4 a.m. in the morning. It's good. It's good that it's evening time somewhere. Okay, Michael says it's 900 plus kilometers. Wow, that's a long way. Nomio Inspector, you're going to be the only one sat there soon. Yeah, they're packing up around me. This is what they tend to do. They don't really. It gets dark here at 6 o'clock, and you know, whatever the season, it always gets dark at 6 o'clock. And you know, Thais, they tend to sleep early. Not if they're in the bars and stuff, but generally normal Thais, they wake very early. They tend to be, there is a word for it, I forget what it's called, but they go to bed fairly early and they wake up sort of 5, 6 in the morning. And what generally happens around this, there's another one of them vans. Can you hear it? Really hate those vans. So irritating. I hope he doesn't park here. Yeah, so what they tend to do, so it's now 20 past 4, and what they tend to do, because people are sort of generally moving away now, they start packing up the umbrellas, rolling them up, piling the chairs up, and it gets to the point where you are the only one sitting there with one umbrella, and they're all standing there looking at you, so you feel compelled to go. Right, no strings. Better get back to work. Need to keep the pension payments up. Have fun. Yeah, thanks. No strings. We'll see you later. Chopper Harris, 3,000 baht, 74 pounds. Okay. Can you hear that band? That's the one thing that irritates me about Thailand, is those bands with the loudspeakers on them. Edward Leicester, is it, or Leicester? Can I visit Thailand in July? You can come whenever you want. It's like 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But what you've got to be aware of, in July and August, it is very, very hot. Thailand is never cold. It's nice now. There's a bit of a breeze again. But you come in July, it's very hot. I mean, there's air conditioning everywhere, but the difference is this time of year, you know, you can go out into Soi Buakhao, for instance, or the Beach Road. You can find many bars are open. They don't have air conditioning. They're just open fronted bars, and you can sit there and have a beer. And this time of year, it's quite nice. It's cool, you know. It's there's a bit of a breeze. It's warm, but it's not. You're not sitting there sweating. But come July and August, it's just unbearable. You know, you're sitting there at night and there's no respite. It's just so hot. That van just will not go away. Right, big beefy bullet dodger. Are you allowed to smoke on the street or only in dispensaries? Well, the law is you're not supposed to smoke on the street. Everybody seems to. They don't seem to be. They don't seem to really be adhering to the law. But no, you're not supposed to smoke on the streets. You go down to. I haven't been there since I've introduced the law, but since I've opened it up. But if you go down to Backpacker Heaven, what's it called? Carlson Road. Apparently, it's like one big puff of smoke hanging over the whole of Carlson Road. Yours Travels, how many nights you stayed in Pattaya? I don't know, Steve. I just come down because I was here for 2 months. I got bored. I've come down now for I booked for 3 nights. I paid for the hotel for 3 nights, and it's gone up since I was here last time. I had planned to go back on Sunday, but as Sunday's the night I do a live stream. This is quite nice out here. What I might do is find somewhere nice to sit and stay down another night. You know, there's no rush to get back, other than I'm paying for a hotel, but you know, it's not overly expensive. The one I'm staying at the moment, because it's on Soi Buakhao, they opened a gentleman's club across the road from it, and it's so noisy at the front. But if I've got a room over the back, looking over the swimming pool with a balcony, and I didn't hear anything last night. It was very, very quiet. But in answer to your question, probably Monday now. Hi, Damien. I did mention you at the beginning. I didn't think you'd be in. I know you. I am aware you're at work, unless it's your week off, or you haven't got any customers in at the moment. Maybe it's your week off because your brother does 1 week, you do a week. But yeah, I've been going for about an hour and a quarter now, Damien. I'm sitting on the beach at Pattaya, you know well, and yeah, thoroughly enjoying the atmosphere here. Yeah, a good point, Nomio Inspector. The pound has dropped since you have been there. 40 baht now, £1. Yeah, but you know you've got to really look around now. You can still get 40 baht if you look around, right? But a lot of places now from this week have been advertising 39.50. Okay, that's terrible. 39.50 for a pound. When I got here, it was at its highest. I think I got 43 baht to the pound, and then it kind of stayed around 41, 42 for a long time. It's now started to drop again. And like I say, currently it's 39. Most places it's about 39.50. But if you look around, if you go to somewhere like Super Rich at Terminal 21 or at the airport, they'll give you 40 baht and a few satang. Also, if you go in the Arab Quarter, you know what I told you about before, as you come out of Nana Plaza, go up to Sukhumvit Road, you've got the police box there, haven't you? Well, if you cross where the zebra crossing is there, instead of going into Soi 3 where the Grace Hotel is, I wish that van had piss off. He's right here, look, look, look. You see it? It's got speakers on the front of it, and it's just, you know, he just yells through it. I don't know why he's decided to park right here. Let me just check again. Yeah, he's moving away slowly. Yeah, so, you know, they call it the Arrow Quarter. Basically, it's adjacent to Soi 3. So you can come out of Soi 4, Soi 3 is there opposite, virtually to the left. And then there's a kind of alleyway where it's all Arabic signs and everything. Well, there's two booths in there. If you go to, they're virtually next to each other. If you go to the second one there, she gives a very, very good rate. She doesn't even want to see your passport or anything, you know, I always go there. Right, Tony, what are you saying? Let's have a look here. Starting to get a bad back from leaning forward on the phone here. Soy Cowboy, better than Nana, has same dancer style bars, but you can sit outside and watch a crazy road outside when you feel like getting some fresh air. Yeah, I prefer Soy Cowboy now, Tony, myself, like I said earlier. And that also brings into the point I was saying about, you know, when you're here in July and August, you sit outside in the evening in Soy Cowboy, you're just sweating tops, you know, it's so hot. Whereas now you can go there 7, 8 o'clock at night and it's very nice. Getting it in stereo now. They're okay, they work here. It's their pitch. They're two sisters, they're very nice. They keep asking me, but they said, oh, you always come along, Kun Peter, you not have lady? I said, no, I not have lady. And they said, oh, we can find lady boy for you. I said, no, I don't want a lady boy, thanks, I'm okay. Right. Toby Price, my nephew had his 18th in Thailand. I bought him a bar girl and a hotel room for his birthday. Christ, my dad never bought me anything like that. Got to be careful though, guys. You know, I mean, I hope he's sent. You know, the guy who was in here earlier said he's bringing his son here. I hope he's sensible because, you know, there is diseases here. Tony, pretty have price hiked since China opened. It's the north cheaper. I haven't been since I've been here for the whole 5 months. I haven't travelled to the north of Thailand at all. I've tended to spend most of my time in Pattaya and Bangkok. It was nice getting out of Pattaya before. When I was here for 2 months, you know, Pattaya is a great place. Of course it is. But when you're living out of a suitcase and in a hotel room, you feel you've got to go out every night because you can't sit in a hotel room. And it did after 2 months. It did start to get a little bit, I wouldn't say boring, that's the wrong word, just a bit too much. You know, it was just the fizz had gone out the bottle, if that makes sense. And I moved up to Bangkok. I got my apartment now and it's great. But because I haven't been back for 6 weeks, now that I'm here for the first sort of full day, it's nice being here again. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. And the great thing about living here, if you live in Bangkok, it's just so easy to get down here now. I paid 100 from where I live near the Nana station. I paid I think it was 50 baht to Edgemere, 49 baht to Edgemere on the BTS SkyTrain, and then I paid 131 for the blue air-conditioned bus down to the bus station here, and then I paid sort of 45 baht, I think it was, to the hotel. So like a couple of hundred baht, 220 baht. It cost me about £6 to get down here, and it'll cost me about £6 to get back. You know, it's so easy to do now. Right. Mark Verhoeven says, is a lie. Okay, do you want to elaborate on that? We don't know what you're talking about. Franco DeRosa, mod in the house. Oh, good to have you in, Franco. Damon's here as well. Better late than never. We've been going for an hour and 20. Keep it going for a while longer. As long as these comments keep coming in. Bamboo, how are you doing? You just in. Hi, Peter. A nice surprise stream. Yeah, I've been on for about an hour, 20 minutes now. It's one of those things, you know. I mean, the internet's great now, isn't it? I'm sitting on Jomtien Beach, and I thought, you know what, getting a bit boring. I want to talk to someone. I'll go have a live stream. HFC65. I'll look forward to the vlog on health insurance. It's the one thing that's helped me move back from retirement in Thailand. Well, okay, let's talk a little bit about the health insurance, okay? Because I am going to make a video on it, and I didn't want to get into it on this live stream, but I am aware there are some, you know, older guys who are coming out here. And the reason I say older guys who are coming out here is because obviously I'm an older guy, so, you know, older guys are going to watch my channel, aren't they? I researched a lot, you know. I researched companies in the UK. Some people use AXA. Who else did I look at? I looked at a lot of insurance companies. I looked at a lot of YouTubers. But the thing about Pacific Cross, the agents here, they're not brokers. That they are an insurance company. There's a lot of imposters with a similar sort of name here. But Pacific Cross, the guys who you'll talk to, they're Australian. Okay, so you can contact them all the time. They do call you back. They do write to you back. One of them called me in England for a couple of hours. I was talking to him last year. He answered all my questions, and the ones that he couldn't, he said to me, you know, he said to me, look, I'm going to have to go to the brokers and get answers to your questions, because most people don't ask questions like this. I was very, very thorough with what I asked him. And I'll give you an example of the sort of thing I asked him. So I said to him, because with any insurance, it's getting noisy here again, with any insurance company, you know, you have to tell them everything. You know, if you're on any kind of medication, or you had a stroke, or you've got high blood pressure, because if you don't tell them, they'll find out. You think they won't, but they will. I don't know what this one is. Look. Like the Benny Hill show on wheels. Just hope it's not copyrighted music. No, mind that. Oh, wait, we don't want you here. Right. Oh, that is. Oh, God Almighty. Let's talk over the top of it. God, it's really puts me off my train of thought here. Yeah. So any insurance company, you know, if you're not upfront with them, if you don't tell them exactly what you've had in the past, they're going to turn down your claim when you. Are you closing now?
No, have some.
No, but you finish or not now? What time you close?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here a minute. Come here. Why? Right, that's it. Divorce. Okay. Right, let's get back on track here. I was talking a little bit about insurance. Yeah. So any insurance company, you've got to tell them, okay? You've got to tell them everything. And the thing with one of the things that I really like about Pacific Cross, they do answer all your questions. Now, I was going to give you an example. A question. Unbelievable. A question that I asked him that he didn't have an answer. He had to go and check. He had to go and check on the. For God's sake. He had to go and check with the broker. So something I asked him, you've got to tell the insurance. Oh my God. We'll get back on track in a minute. Now I've nearly forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so you've got to tell them everything, right? So one of the questions I had for him, so if you're a smoker, you have to put on the form that you're a smoker, right? So if you get lung disease, then some things they won't cover. If you say, look, yeah, I smoke 40 cigarettes a day, they'll insure you, but they won't insure you for lung cancer or something similar because you're a smoker, right? So one of the questions I had, I started smoking when I was 15 at school. And I smoked for the best part of 30, 40 years, and I gave up, right? I haven't had a cigarette for 10 years. So I said to the guy, look, if I put on the form that I'm a non-smoker, and then I get lung cancer, and they found out that I was a smoker for 30 years, are they going to pay up or not? He didn't know. So he came back with the answer, and he said, as long as you, because you get a blank paper that you can fill in. He said, as long as you're upfront with them and you tell them and you say, I don't smoke, I haven't smoked for 10 years, but I did smoke, and then they'll not analyze, that's the wrong word. They'll look at that and they'll decide what sort of coverage they'll give you on that particular thing. So this is what I liked about them. You know, they're very good at, they came back with all the answers. I like the price. I like the fact that I can pay it off quarterly. I like the price. I like the fact that I'm covered for 90 days when I'm out of the country. And the other thing he said to me, because you have different levels of policies. Now, the policy I've got, it caps at 1.2 million baht. But what the guy said to me, he said, we've never known anybody to have a bill above 1.2 million. You know, if you have a heart attack, for instance, you go in hospital and they give you a triple bypass, it's like 600,000, something like that. But what he did say, which made really good sense to me, he said, you know, we've got hospitals on the books that, like, because they give you a daily rate, that will cover you. you'll never go over your limit. They're good hospitals, they're English speaking, but they're not Bumrungrad. You know, Bumrungrad on Soi 3, it's probably, well, it is the best hospital in Bangkok, but it's very, very expensive. I'll give you an example how expensive. When I went to fly, when I caught COVID, I had to get a certificate fit to fly. Well, I went to Bumrungrad to get a certificate, and they wanted to charge me 5,500 baht. And I went to another hospital, I forget the name of it, just as good, or I thought it was just as good, 2,000 baht. So obviously I went there. So if you get the insurance and you've got caps and things, all you do is, instead of going to the best hospital in Bangkok, you just find well, they'll tell you they've got hospitals that are of a certain level that you go in there and it'll be good service, but you won't go over your caps. And that was another thing I liked about them. But let's wait till I do the video properly, and I'll get all my notes and I'll think of everything that came up and I'll go through it, and you know, hopefully I'll answer all your questions. Right, Steve, petrol in Coastal Liverpool always seemed to be 12p less than anywhere else for me. Well worth a membership. Yeah, okay. Of course, most of the cost of the fuel in England, I don't know about the States, but most of it is tax, isn't it? It's something like, somebody told me for every pound, not somebody told me, I read it somewhere, for every pound of fuel that you put in your car in the UK, 75 pence of it is fuel, is tax. Okay, I can't say that name. There's some Chinese right in there. I watch many of your clips. Thank you for that. Isam Bike again. Best repellent I use here from 7-Eleven. Smells nice too. Okay, let's whiz through some of these. I'm way behind on the comments now. Bamboo Peter, regarding outdoor streams, it's all about the lighting. If it's too bright or too dark, it sucks. Have to find a nice balance like now. Well, you know, there's nothing better than natural lighting, is it? Because you don't have to try it. It's natural. It's all in the description. I've actually ordered some more lighting for my green screen in the room, because with green screens, again, it's all about the lighting. Harry Pun, keep doing what you're doing, Peter. No need to change a good product. Maybe just tweak what we. Yeah, that's what I'm exactly. That's a good description. I mean, that's what I'm going to do when I get back here full time. I'm going to tweak it and I'm going to start doing some reviews. A lot of people say to me, why don't you base yourself in Pattaya, because it's cheaper and it's nicer and everything. Problem is, there's too many YouTubers down here, you know, and I just don't want to do what they do. There's nothing new to do down here. You'll see them when a new hotel opens up or a new restaurant or something. You know, about 10 of them, one after the other, review it. You know, it's the same thing, just rehashed. You're looking trim, Mr. Peter. I've actually put on weight, Mr. Boltman 46. You can't see the stomach, you know, bit podgy, but we'll do something about that. No, they're not actually new, Mark, the glasses. What it is, I've got about 20,000. Well, not 20,000. I've got quite a few pairs of glasses, because you lose them, you break them, they fall out your pocket. And what I do, I try and color code them. So the brown ones are for reading. I've got the wrong ones today. I should have bought my other ones that I use for the stream. But these are basically reading, the brown ones. The blue ones, I'm very well organized. They're for distance. And then the ones that you normally see me with, they're for the streams that's kind of in between. Crypto Chris says, I've never seen a Costco with petrol station before. Right. I don't know what your name is, Chinese, right? And what's the van is speaking out? So basically, those vans that go wrong with the speakers on the front that are bloody irritating and annoying, especially when you're in your hotel fast asleep and they come and park outside the hotel and blast it for about half an hour. What they're actually doing, they're advertising. So they'll have like, it's in Thai, obviously, and sometimes they'll have it in Thai and English. And Tool Group just coming back. Wow. Pass by. Yeah, they're just advertising vans basically, and what they do is they advertise. Right, Andrew, on the way to have food and drink with our Thai family, now in Bangor. We drive around a lot, okay? Yeah, so noise disturbance irritates me a lot. It does me as well. I'm pretty good in Thailand, because you have to get used to a lot of things in Thailand. If you've not been here before, there's a lot of things that will irritate you if you come in for the first time, but you've got to get your head around and just say, this is Thailand. It's a popular saying here, this is Thailand. Something that you might find irritating if you come with a girlfriend or a wife, you go out to eat, you know, normally in the West, if you order a couple of meals, say you order soup each, a soup dish as a starter, then a main course, then a dessert, what will happen is the two soups will come out together, you finish them, then the two main courses come out, you finish them, then the dessert comes out. It doesn't work like that here. You get the food when it's cooked. So basically what can happen, I've been here with my wife, and my food comes out. Well, you know, the other person always says, "Oh, go ahead, I don't mind," but you don't want to, do you? Because what happens is you sit there eating by yourself, you finish eating, and then their food comes out. Well, that's very, very irritating. But there's two things you can do. You can either eat and polish it off and watch them eat, or do as I do. You just let it go cold and then eat it when they come out, which isn't great, but you know, what can you do? Right, Thailand is okay. Thank you for that super chat. Hey, Peter, it's Antonio. Is this a random live? Good to hear. Have a Leo on me. Yeah, thank you very much for that. It is a random one because I'm on Jomtien Beach. I've been going for an hour and a half now. It's been I didn't think I'd have so many people, and it's been pretty good actually. Let me just pick this up because I'm getting a sore back here. Roy Gold, how are you doing? Much better to rent a condo if you're here for 2 months in Pattaya. A lot of people say, it is Roy, but a lot of people say, oh, you should go down the Airbnb route. But there's a bit of controversy. I don't want to tell you about it because I might get it wrong, but I heard something yesterday about a bit of a controversy on Airbnbs. Apparently, they're not allowed to do Airbnb here in Thailand. Now, I'm not saying this. It is something I heard, right? It might not be true. But apparently, people who rent out their apartments and disturb other people in the apartment block, and so they've said they're not allowed. But that might not be true. It's just something I heard. Ian Smith, yes, it can get a bit repetitive living out of a suitcase. It can, mate. It can, honestly. No name, Peter. Would you ever consider travelling to Pattaya? That's way down south, and they have a lot of trouble down there. It's not somewhere it's not somewhere that's recommended. People do it. It's close to the Malaysian border. But, you know, whenever they have kind of stuff go off in Thailand, like bombings and stuff like that, that's all kind of, a lot of it's based down there. I won't say why, but you have to guess. Alpha Bravo. So end of peak season, the bark drops. Okay, well, let's hope that's true. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Ryan, it's the English government running the economy. I think it's all planned. Right, let me get down to some of the new ones that I've missed, and I might go backwards. Thailand is okay. It's a great time for me as I'm in Western Australia. Nice T-shirt. Some girl will fall in love with you. Well, that hasn't happened yet. Even the sisters, the old sisters. I said to you earlier, when I come here, they always look behind me and they're like, how come you never bring a girl? Because I come here all the time. When I'm in Pattaya, I always come to this particular spot. The two sisters, the older sisters, and they always say, why don't you come with a girl? You many girl in Pattaya, you always come alone. And I just said to them, I said, oh, I don't know, I just come here. I like to sit on my own here. And they're like, oh, we think you're like a lady boy. And I said, no, I don't, honestly. We can find for you. I said, it's okay, thank you. I'll just have a Coke. Right, Roll Gold, you'll be okay to rent a condo on Airbnb for 30 days. I think the limit's 90 days on Airbnb and bookings.com. I've had people write in and say, oh, I want to find a place for 6 months. Can you recommend anywhere? I don't think you can, because Airbnb and bookings.com, I think their limit is 90 days. And after that, like my apartment, for instance, it's a year's tenancy agreement like any other country. So it's like, hello. How you doing?
Barry.
Nice to meet you, Barry. How you doing? You want to say hello?
Good. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we've got Barry here. Just say hello. How you doing? Are you around here or?
Yeah. I sent you a message. I said I'm up the road.
Ah, okay.
I'll come and meet you for a bit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Grab a chair. I don't. I'll be on here for a while, but.
Okay. Well, I normally do the walk up and.
All right. Well, I'll probably be here tomorrow anyway, so maybe catch up and have a beer then.
No problem.
All right. Okay. Cheers. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Random viewer. They're not always nice to meet a random viewer. And I forgot what I was talking about. Right, Toby Price. You are right. Airbnb. Yeah. You're allowed Airbnb in Thailand, but your minimum booking is supposed to be 30 days. But this is Thailand. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to state anything because I don't know. I just heard bits and pieces. Yeah. I mean, if you want to get a condo, you can't really get a condo for 6 months, as far as I know. You normally have to sign up for a year. But what some people do, they're prepared to do it. If you can manage to get somewhere with a deposit for, like, they always want 2 months deposit because of what I'm going to tell you as well. Now, I was very lucky because the Thai lady I rented off, she has an American accent, so she spent a lot of time in America. And when I went for this condom, I think they wanted 25,000 a month plus 2 months deposit, and I was upfront with her. I said, look, the thing is, I've just paid a lot of money out of my visa, airfares, this, that, and that. I love the apartment. I'm by myself. I'm a non-smoker. I'm not a party person. I don't play loud music. I can move in tomorrow, but I've only got 1 month's deposit. But I can set up a direct debit on the rent, and I can promise you'll never have to chase your rent. Fine, fair enough. And she took 1 month deposit, which was 20,000 baht. Now, what some people would do in that position, they've come out here and they want a place for 6 months, and it might be cheaper to pay 15, 20,000 a month. But instead of trying to get the deposit back, they'll just say, right, okay, well, what I'll do then is I'll take it for 6 months. They pay the 1 month deposit, and they're prepared to lose the 1 month deposit, because that over 6 months, that 20,000, if you compare what they pay in a hotel, even with a good rate, it's going to be a lot more than that 20,000. So that's what some people do, which I don't know if it's a good solution, but it is for some people. Mr. Boatman 46, congratulations, Peter. You caught up with the chat. I've caught up with it, but I've missed other people's chats, because what happens is when you're following chat on a live stream, when you stop reading the chats and you talk about something like the health insurance or something else, of course, chats carry on coming in, and then you go back to where you left off, and then you get further and further behind. I was going to end this about now, but the problem is, well, not the problem, but there's just about 200 people in now, and it's a good crowd we've had, so I'll keep it going a bit longer, as long as they don't wrap these deck chairs up. Can I get another one, please? Yeah. Yours, Mr. Tom, there is literally 300 condo complexes around. Yeah, Steve, yours travels there. Steve had some really nice places. You know, I mean, he looked around a lot, and he managed to find some real nice places. He sent me some photographs. Bamboo. Also, a lot of condos which are listed for 1 year. If you ask them if they're... Thank you so much. You're not going to say hello? Oh, I can't open because I don't have nails.
No.
Can you do it for me? No, just open for me. I can't open. Got you. Thank you. There we go. Lovely women, lovely women. Right, Bamboo, let's read that again. Also, a lot of condos which are listed for 1 year, if you ask them if they allow 6 months, about a third of them will say, yeah, I don't know about that. Because the problem is, when you rent out property, and I know this from experience, when you rent out property, every time somebody moves out, you have to spend money on the property, because you have to get it cleaned. You have to sometimes paint rooms that are scuffed and things like that. So, I mean, a lot of people won't want to do that. I don't normally drink. You know, when I'm in the UK, I hardly ever drink. It's diet Pepsi, so I try not to have the sugar. But the thing is, I read that Diet Coke and Coke Zero and all that's just as bad for you as regular Coke for whatever reason. Right, Ross Dawn's Broken Spirit, smooth move. All right, so let's go backwards now. Hang on, someone come in. No name. Longer accommodation, I negotiate with the hotel and get 60% off the posted rate. Right. Well, I've always said the same thing. You know, if you can walk into a hotel and ask them the rate. If they're using Agoda, you'll always get the best rate on Agoda. And I've had this where I've gone into a hotel and they've said to me, you know, I don't mean like coming from the UK, I mean like here, for instance. I've gone into a hotel and said, look, what's your rate? Because I've looked up on Agoda and the car down there, and I thought, oh, I'll just book when I go down there. This is before I knew. And so I'd look at a hotel and it'd say, for instance, 1,000 baht a night. I thought, all right, well, I won't book it here because I'm on the way there. I'll just go down there. It says they've got rooms. And I've gone in there, so I want a room. And they'll say, yeah, it's 1,400 baht a night. And I'm saying, but it's 1,000 baht on Agoda. And they said, well, we can't do that. We have to charge you 14. I'm saying, well, why can Agoda charge 1,000 baht? And there is a logical reason for it. I'll tell you in a minute. They actually say to you, they say, well, just book it on Agoda. And I've actually been stood in reception and the reception's been here and the counter's here and I'm here and I've actually booked it and said, there you are. And she said, oh, hang on a minute then. Looked on the PC and said, yeah, that's fine. We'll get your key for you. You can fill in the form. And the reason they can't match Agoda's prices, even though it's the same hotel, say they've got 200 rooms in that hotel, they're never going to be 100% full occupancy. So rather than have, say, 20 empty rooms, what they'll do, they'll give those 20 rooms to Agoda at cheaper than their normal rate, at maybe 70% of what their normal rate is. Because if they sell most of their rooms themselves and they've got 20 empty rooms, it makes sense, doesn't it, to sell most of the rooms themselves, and those 20 rooms that would be empty get sold by Agoda and they get some money. So that's why they do it, and it makes perfect sense. I always thought it was stupidity. This is Thailand, but apparently that's the reason, and it's good. Right, Steve, Mr. Tom, for short term, I use Airbnb and I recommend Grand Avenue, buddy, not the cheapest, but 4 or 5 star quality and bang in the center of the action in Pattaya, yeah. Naga, Peter, can please do a condo review on the new Copacabana in Jomtien? I don't even know where it is. I suppose I could do, yeah, if I've got time. If it's new, it won't be hard to find, will it? Mr. Boatman 46, how long are you there for this time? Well, apart from, I'm gonna have to go back at the end of February because my house has gone through the sale now, and I've got to chuck everything that the wife doesn't want in a skip. Stuff that I can't sell, but it's too good to be thrown out. I'll probably give to Franco and some other people. But in answer to your question, as soon as I come back, that's it. I'm out here for. I live out here. I'm a full-time resident. I'm going to make a video about. I'm going to go right back in time to 1988, where it all started, and how I ended up living out here alone. Roy, Rides for Kicks had. Okay, that's good. That's a good one. Okay, so the person there who was asking on a review on Coca Cabana, he says, Roy says, Ride for Kicks has already done a vlog on Coca Cabana, so that's okay. You can go and watch him. He does some good videos. I watch him from time to time. I watched one yesterday where he had a snake living in his motorcycle, and the people who take care of these sort of things came to his garage and removed the snake. You know, I watch him occasionally, and he does a lot of these style videos. I guess he doesn't go out to bars too much because he was saying in that video that he was up with his coffee at 6 a.m. So you can't stay out till 3 in the morning and be up drinking coffee at 6 a.m. So you can watch that on his channel. Captain Mir, is it? Have you been to Dubai, and what is the difference between here and there? I have been to Dubai, but I don't think I'm the right guy to ask that. I'll tell you why. I worked in Dubai, I worked in Bahrain, I worked in Abu Dhabi, 3 countries of the UAE. When I went there, it was 1987 in Dubai, okay? And it'll be totally different because it was small. Dubai was small. You know yourself what Dubai's like now. It was nothing like that when I first went there, okay? So, but the main difference, of course, is probably the females. Marcus Mustard, good name. 1988 was your first time visiting Thailand a long time ago? No, that wasn't when I first visited Thailand. That was when I was in Dubai. It was the first time I wasn't living here. The first time I actually visited Thailand was 1991, and then I came to live here. The Portman opened in '66. I was up there for 2.5 years. So that was what's that? 96, 95, 94, 93. I think it was about. I'd visited Thailand a few times, 2 or 3 times, from 1991 to 1993. Then I came to work here full time. So I lived in Khon Kaen for 2 years, from about 93.5 to 90. No, it must have been 3 years, nearly 3 years I was in Khon Kaen, because when the hotel opened, I stayed there for another 6 months. And then I went to Indonesia, and then I came back here and opened a business with Simon. And then it's a long story, and I'll tell it all in the video. But I'll tell you what we're going to do for now. I haven't got my gimbal with me, so it's not sitting. I'm not going to go on walkabout, but I think it would be nice just to go down and onto the water's edge and let you hear the sun, the shore, as it were, the water. If you're in a cold country and you're freezing your nuts off at the moment, I'm not trying to rub salt into your wounds, but I'll just give you a bit of encouragement to get out here. Isn't that nice? And I reckon now it's probably about 26 degrees. It's not really hot. There's no sun now. It's actually very pleasant here. I was going to go back. It's 5 o'clock. I was planning to go back to the hotel at 4 and chill out, but I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay here till it gets dark. Let's go around to the other side there. Very nice. Right, let's get back up there and steady the camera, as it were. I love it here. Absolutely love it. There's another vlogger who travels all around Asia and all around different parts of the world, and somebody said to him, why don't you invite Peter to go here? And he actually said, I think Peter only likes Thailand. And he was dead right. I've got no desire to go anywhere else. Everything I need or want is here in Thailand. I don't need to go to any other Asian country. I've visited most of them in my hotel career. I've got no desire to go to any of them again. They've got nothing that, they don't offer me anything that I can't find here that I want. Right. Okay, let's get back on track here. Right, Simon English. Too many Russians in Jomtien. Okay. I can't really say that out too loud. No name, you're killing me, Peter. Like I said, I'm not trying to rub salt into your wounds or make you jealous or anything. I'm just giving you a bit of inspiration to get yourselves out here. LA Methwich, Japan. Right, Thailand is okay. These live streams in the daylight are better. Also, you're having a great connection today. Am I? I'm on 4G, not 5G. Oh, my battery's real low. I should be okay. I'll keep it for another 15 minutes if I can. That'll be 2 hours then. When I started this live stream, I thought there won't be many people, and I'll be lucky to get 40, 50 people because in England it's still night time. Not now, obviously. I've had 200 in at one point. I suppose a lot of people have gone off to work now. And it's been a good stream. And I do like these kind of streams, but they're not always possible. You know, I mean, at night time, it's, you know, beaten to death if I sat here. You wouldn't see me either. Ross Dwong, Broken Spirit, looks beautiful. Wish I was there. Yeah. Check band banana boats. They're a lot of fun. You know what the banana boats are? They're big, inflated. They look like bananas. And what happens is a speedboat, about 4 or 5 of you sit on it, like, you know, holding a piece of string or a bit of rope rather, and you get pulled along by this jet ski. And when they want, at the end of it, they take a sharp turn and you all fall off. You know, I could never get back on them. Roy Gad, have you been to Bang Sarai, stayed in a lovely place for 590 baht? Actually, I was planning to visit there because that's, yeah, Bang Sarai is just up a little bit. That's one of the places I will be visiting, but not yet. Broken Spirits, thoughts on the film Zulu? That's really random. I'm in Thailand. I'm sitting on a beach. We're talking about the weather and health insurance, and you come out with something like, any thoughts on the film Zulu? Yeah, it was great. Michael Caine, brilliant film, 1966, I believe. Right, Tom Aldrin, very envious, Peter. You're looking really chilled and happy. Cannot wait. I am happy. I am happy. I'll tell you what I'm really happy about. I don't have any arguments with anybody out here. Right? I'm not going to get too personal. I'll just say that. There's no stress. I do what I want to do. I'm trying to sort of describe it in a not too personal way. If I want to stay here for another hour, I'll stay here for another hour. If I want to go for dinner, I'll go for dinner. If I want to go to the hotel, I'll go to the hotel. There's nobody on my back telling me I have to do this and I have to do that, and I'm doing this wrong and I'm doing that wrong. It's all down to me. I love it. I can't wait to get out of here full time. I'm not lonely at all. I don't know if that will change. Even though I don't have any female company, that's by choice. Yeah, I do. I love it. I love it. I do, and I get a few people say to me, I did a 1 minute short before I decided to do this. I did a 1 minute short, and I said, why would I want to live anywhere else? You know, look, Thailand's great. And then I decided to do the live stream. But I often get people say to me, oh, you're six, because I'm 62. I'm 63 in April. And they say, are you sure you should be retiring in Thailand at your age? And I'm like, I turn it around on them. I'll say, well, give me a reason why I shouldn't. You know, and they're like, oh, well, this could happen and that could happen. And I'm like, well, if I was you, I wouldn't leave your front door in the morning because you seem to be scared to death. You know, this is probably the last, without wanting to sound morbid, this is probably the last chapter in my life. I've had a great life. Okay. I've had 2 lovely daughters. You know, I've had a brilliant career in the hotel industry. I've been around the world, you know, everywhere from Africa to the Middle East. I spent some time in Norway. I've done it all. It was in 5-star hotels, all paid for, accommodation in the hotels. It was great, mixed with the locals. Spent a lot of time in Thailand. I'm in the place I love to be most. Are you taking the umbrella now?
Yeah. Only no have sun.
Oh, I'm going to get sunburned.
No have.
Yeah, I'm going to get sunburned. They're stripping it down around me now. She wants me to go. You want me to go, right? Huh? Later?
Yeah.
I might come tomorrow.
6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not coming at 6 in the morning. I'll still be asleep. Yeah, so like I say, I think it's the last, without sounding morbid, it's the last chapter of my life now. I'm in my 60s. I hope I can do this until I'm 80. I've made provisions for when I get to the point, God forbid, that I'm on a Zimmer frame or I can't get around without a walking stick, or my eyesight goes, or, you know, the body does get to that point where eventually you can't do a lot. And I have made provision for that. You know, I've got accommodation in the UK. But, you know, I'm 63 in April, and I hope I get at least 10 years out of this, at least. And if I'm lucky, 15 years. And what a way to, I don't want to say end your life. That's a very morbid thing to say. But what a way to kind of be on the last chapter of your life story. I'll put it like that. What a way to be. And to anybody who's out there who's thinking about it and thinking, should I, shouldn't I would say you should, really. You've got nothing to lose. As long as you're financially stably able to do it, you don't have to live like a lord out here. You know, you wake up in the morning, you go for a nice walk. The sun's always shining down on your back. Food is relatively cheap if you eat where the locals eat. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to be. Right. Marcus Mustard. Drink any fresh coconut juice or mango juice. And that's another, just yet another thing. Like you just got that in at the right time. That's just another brilliant thing about here, you know. The freshness of everything, the fruit. I used to go to the supermarket and buy oranges and manao, you know, lemons and all that. And I was walking down my street and one of them vans was parked there and the lady sat in the back and there's all fruit. And I said, how much is a kilo of oranges or the small oranges? You know, 70 baht. That's like £1.80 for a big bag of oranges, you know, and half a kilo of grapes. And it's all fresh, you know, it's brilliant. The only bad thing here, if you haven't been out here, you've got to be really careful. Diabetes is a big problem in Thailand because they put sugar in absolutely everything. You know, they put it in milk, they put it in these fresh orange juices that you get on the street. It's milk or sugar syrup. Even the bread's got sugar in it, you know. So if you are diabetic, there's one of them banana boats now. Yeah, I don't know if I got that in there because I couldn't. There's no viewfinder from the other side. Yeah, so the freshness, you know, there's just, you know, to eat in the UK real fresh, like seafood and stuff like that, it's very, very expensive. Now, it's not ultra cheap here for stuff like lobsters and crabs and things like that, but it's doable, you know, if you like your seafood. David Gray, can you live in Jomtien for £1,000 a month? Oh, most definitely, most definitely. What I wouldn't go by a lot of these guys who make videos and say, oh, you know, I live in Thailand on $500 a month and I'm having a ball. That's all bullshit, you know. What you've got to think about, if you're looking at a budget of say £1,000 a month, what you've got to think about is one of your big costs is going to be your visa, your retirement visa. Okay, you can do it yourself and then it's cheap. I don't want to get into visas now. I've done a video on visas already, but if you're one of those people like me, you get an agent to help you with it. It can be, you've got to factor that into your budget. But £1,000 baht a month, yeah, definitely jumped in. Let's just say, let's give you a quick breakdown. That's 40,000 baht, right? At the moment. Yeah, you could get a room, a comfortable room here with a small balcony, a shower, a little kitchenette area in the corner. Probably, well, I do know somebody who's got one down here, but he's paying 5,500 baht a month. Okay. Depending on what sort of entertainment you want, you can find little bars down here where they're not girly bars, they're just regular bars, but you can have a beer for 60 baht, 70 baht, even 50 baht. You're not going to live, you're going to have to be very, very frugal. You'd have to be careful, but you could live a nice life out here. You could eat fresh, you know, eat where the locals eat. You're not going to be ordering pizza every night or lobsters, but you know, you'll eat rice and noodles, a little bit of meat, fresh vegetables. But yeah, it's doable. It's doable. But you know, the other thing you've got to remember is health insurance. You've got to have health insurance. You know, the plan I've got, I could have had a much better plan. It's costing me $200 a month. Well, if you're on a quarter, that's what's that? It's about $70-80 a month, isn't it? Which is about 3,000 baht. So out of your 1,000 baht, 40,000 baht, already 3,000 gone on insurance, 5,500 on rent. Don't forget you're going to have to pay electric and water, which will be another 1,200 baht on a room, say 1,500 baht. You know, it goes very, very quickly, but it is doable. Original F Blaster Kunda, 100,000 baht, not including accommodation, is recommended. I would say 100,000 baht with accommodation is very doable because it depends where you're going to live. You know, even in Bangkok, I mean, I've got an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment in the heart of Sukhumvit, really good area, right? I'm paying 20,000 baht a month for that. The electric was 1,500 baht. Hang on. Oh, the water was 500 baht. So I'm paying 22,000 a month, right? So if I have 100,000, 22,000, I cook a lot of food at home now. You can buy it in the supermarkets quite easily. I'd say 100,000 baht with accommodation is pretty good. Roy Gold says, no, 60,000 baht is a retirement visa. 60. Right, Roy, I'm not going to get into this because it's not, you don't necessarily have to do that if you can read between the lines, okay? I don't want to say here on a public stream, but what you're saying there, I understand fully, but you don't necessarily have to go down that route, if that makes sense, okay? The guy who asked me about could he live on 1,000 baht, he wasn't asking me, is that enough to live within the law for what they specify you should be earning. He's asking me if you could physically live on that, you know, as far as accommodation, food, that sort of thing. Right, original F Plus says, I'm lazy, I need a pool. Well, that isn't a problem here because you'll find most condos Even if you live in a room, they've got a shared pool. You know, some are better than others. I've got a fantastic pool on my condo, and generally there's nobody there. It's on the roof. It's an infinity pool. It must be 20 feet long, something like that. It's only 1.5 meters deep, but you can do lengths in it. But you wouldn't have a problem finding a pool. And in Hua Hin, you've got I did the video on the sports center, 50 baht a day. You can use that. You don't want to go every day, right? But 50 baht a day, you can use that huge pool at the sports center that I made the video about. Okay. Chopper Harris, just use an agent for your visa, only small money for the year. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it is small money for the year, but for some people, they prefer to do it themselves because they've got nothing else to do. And the money it costs within their budget can sometimes be quite a big part of their budget. But it's, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Absolutely. I hear you. Right, here we go. Steve, David Gray, 1,000 baht. About the lowest budget, 250 for basic condo and electric and water and 150, medical insurance, leaving, I think you mean living there, for food, drinks and extras. Yeah, okay. But it's like I said, it's doable, but it's, you know, you're going to be living on, it would be quite a tight budget. Paul, and it also depends where you live. If you live in a very tourist area, well, you did say Jomtien, so yeah, if you live further down, you get a better deal. Paul Nova, I bought £1,000 a month easily, me and my girlfriend, no problem. I own my own condo, so no rent to pay. Yeah, and the other thing about having a Thai girlfriend, if she's a good Thai girlfriend, I'm not talking about a girl at the bar who wants money for the sick buffalo and her brother's schooling and the other brother's motorbike's broken down and you know, everything you think of. If you get a nice, decent Thai girl, and there's a lot of them about, most of them are nice, decent girls, then she's going to cook a lot of wonderful food for you. Thai food is lovely, really tasty, and you can, you know, if you're living here, you'll get up. You're not going to be out in the bars every night. You'll get up early. You go to the fresh markets at 6 o'clock in the morning. You get bags of vegetables for pennies, and I do mean literally pennies, all fresh. If you've got a Thai girlfriend, you know, she can do wonders with it. You know what the Thais like, a 2-ring gas and a couple of woks, and they can come up with a 5-star meal. You know, brilliant. Roy God says, little more if you drink and you like Western style food. Well, that's the other thing. That's the other problem, actually. I mean, I like Thai food. I love it, but I also like eating Farang food. You know, I mean, I'm out here. I love a pizza now and again, or I want to go and have a cheeseburger. I want to have, I'm a sucker for French fries, chips. I love chips, you know, but I don't eat that stuff every day. I like to go to Sizzler because you can eat just the salad bar. You know, in Sizzler they do a salad bar for 100 baht, just over 100 baht, 110 baht or something, and it's a really good salad bar with soup, and you can fill up on that, and that's very healthy. But if you're one of those who can get by on rice and noodles and fresh, eat like the Thais do, then you'll be fine. Alfred Jim, 5 a.m. in the USA. Great to wake up to a stream. Well, we're nearly done. We're nearly done. We're coming up for 2 hours. I'm going to keep it going till it just passes over the 2-hour mark, rather than 1 hour 58 or something like that. It has been a good stream. Has been a good stream. Thanks for all you guys for joining me today. Totally unplanned. I will be doing another one on Sunday. I think I'll stay down here for an extra night. I was going to go back on Sunday night, as I said, but then I'd be in a rush to do a stream, and my heart really wouldn't be in it because I'd be tired. And I'm like, oh, I've got to do a stream. But while I'm down here, I'll try and find. The problem is at night it's not as nice as this, you know, natural light. You know, I'll try and find somewhere. You know, you can't go in the bars because of the music. We'll see. We'll see. That's Sunday. Today's only Friday, I believe. Farang travels. Not all Thais can cook. My missus couldn't boil an egg. Really, I'm surprised at that. I thought all Thai women could cook, but I've never had a relationship with a Thai woman like that, so I wouldn't know. Right, Yoss travels. The amazing thing about Bangkok, Pats, Jomtien, and Hua Hin, you can eat Thai food and great Western food. You know what? It's true. And the other thing is, most of the Western food that you have here is actually nicer than in your own country. You know, I mean, like, if you some of the food that I order here, like some of the pizzas I get here, or some of the burgers, or well, I don't need to give it individual dishes, but let's just say in general, Farang food, a lot of it's nicer than what it is back home. But then, you know, in England, we haven't got a reputation for having gourmet food, have we? Mr. Boatman 46, thank you for that. Paul Noel says, I wish I could post you some pictures of the food of my girlfriend cooks. Truly amazing. I think I'll live without that, Paul, if you don't mind. No disrespect. I'm sure it's very interesting, but looking at pictures of food wouldn't really hold my attention for very long, I'm afraid. Pork scratchings. Do you miss the UK in any way, or glad you made the move to Thailand? Well, don't forget, I am going back to the UK at the end, but yeah, I do miss some things about the UK. Of course, what do I miss? Not much, but I tell you what I really miss. I miss my dog, Benji. He's been like my best mate through all the, my best friend through all the troubles that I've had over the last couple of years at home, which I don't want to get into here. But, you know, with a dog, it doesn't matter what kind of a day you've had or how people have treated you. When you get home, he's always happy to see you, isn't he? He's your best friend. So I miss my dog. And I also miss the walks that I had with him. You know, when there's nothing much to do in the UK. You know, you can't go to, I used to fly, you know that, right? You know, I used to fly, but I finished that, and there isn't a lot to do. So I used to go out religiously with Benji in the morning after I did the driving job I had. I used to go out about 9 o'clock for half an hour, and in the summer I used to walk for a full hour. That's when I lost all the weight. But I always walk him half an hour in the evening and half an hour in the morning religiously. And in the UK, although it's a cold climate for most of the time, it's very pleasant to walk in the UK. So I miss that a lot. What else do I miss in the UK? Anything? It's not very good, is it? Not really. I've got Netflix here, which I had in the UK. I've got the internet's better here than it is in the UK. My house, that's going. I've done a lot to my house over the years. Three new bathrooms, a new kitchen. I've opened up the dining room to the kitchen. You know, I mean, it's completely different property, and I'm proud of what I've done to it. So I'll miss that. Obviously, miss my daughters. But no, I think it's a good move to come out here. This is a lot more to offer out here. Saji, seaside is good for fish and chips, but I'm from the US. Yeah, and again, you can get fish and chips here just as good, if not better than the UK. But I've never been a great fish and chip lover. Saji, we just read that one. What's that? Pork scratchings again. Glad to know, Peter, as long as you are happy, life goes on, and you seem a lot happier. Shame you miss your dog. I wish you all the best and great business. Yeah, somebody suggested to me, they said, why don't you get a dog here? And I could get a dog here, but the problem is you're tied to them. You know, I couldn't do... You know, I just decided the other day, you know what, I'll go down to Jomtien, bought a small suitcase like this, and I came down here, booked the hotel, and I'm here, no worries, I've got no hassles. Go back Sunday, go back Monday. I don't have to go back for 2 weeks if I don't want to. But when you've got a dog, it's like having a child. You can't just leave it in the apartment and go. There's a banana boat again. See, he's made them fall off on purpose. I don't know if you caught that. Andrew Oakley. I just saw this. I'm in Villa Navin today before the joys of a trip to Chayapon tomorrow. Otherwise, would have been good to see you, therapist market tonight. Okay, yeah. I'm going to meet somebody called Grant tonight. He owns a couple of bars in Treetown. I think he owns 4 bars actually. And I was talking to him online last night. I'm going to go meet him tonight for a while. I'm not a big drinker these days. I don't know. I'm getting a bit fed up of drinking. Chetban, maybe you covered it earlier. How bad was the air quality in Bangkok, which we read about the government advising people to stay indoors? Do you know, I'm in Bangkok and haven't heard anything about that. I don't know. I mean, I spend a lot of time in the apartment editing videos and cooking, and you know, but I do walk in the park every night. I go to the it's not called the Queen Surrogate Park. It's behind the Queen Surrogate Centre, but it's very close to where I live, and I do like to walk. If I'm on the computer all day, it's nice to just take a break and walk, and even if you sweat, it doesn't matter. But I generally walk for at least half an hour every evening, and I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Plenty of people in the park, Thais and foreigners. Okay. Ko Chang Thai, Katmu is Thai pork scratchings, very tasty. Crypto Chris, did you try crocodile burger? Yeah, you seen that? I did they were cooking crocodiles. I put a short video clip up yesterday, and it tastes a bit like chicken. They weren't actually doing burgers. I just thought that'd be a good title for the video. I put the title was "Who Fancies a Crocodile Burger?" But they weren't actually doing burgers. What they did, I watched them cut the skin off the crocodile and everything, and then they put it on the spit, started cooking it. Then I went into the Central Festival. I went downstairs and had my Madras curry which I was really disappointed with because I made a video on it and it was really good. And I had it yesterday and it wasn't very good. So I don't think I'll be going there again for my chicken curry. And when I came out, there were so many people around there. I thought, well, I'll take a video just to show everybody a crocodile, but a real crocodile. I didn't. Did I? Yeah, it was when I came out I tasted it, and it tasted a bit like chicken, but the meat is kind of more white, you know. But it was okay. But there weren't any burgers. Right, RG, Yorkshireman in California. What's your typical expenses, Peter? I don't go out much, you know. It's really weird because the thing I used to look forward to about coming to Thailand was going out to Nana Plaza and all that, but I hardly go out now because I bought myself a nice 55-inch TV. I'm in a nice apartment with a kitchen and my computer and good fast internet. I'm quite happy to stay home a lot. I do go out, of course. I go out. I went out to Soy Cowboy. I was in Country Roads the other night. That was quite good. You don't get hassled in there, and yeah, monthly expenses, rent mainly. So rent, electricity and water together is about 2,000 baht. That's 22,000 baht rent. My phone and my internet is about between the two of them 2,500, but I can cut that in two by next year because I shouldn't have taken out two separate packages, but I've done it now and that's it. So yeah, 2,200 for the 2,200 includes the water, the electric, the apartment, another 2,500 for the phone and the internet. So what's that? 25,000. And then the rest of it is just what I need to live on. I can eat. Sometimes I go to the supermarket. They deliver for 90 baht. I've got all the food I can get. I've got chicken and mushroom pies and instant smashed potato and oven chips and, you know, spaghetti bolognese sauce. I've got everything you can get in the UK. So I tend to cook a lot because I can't be bothered going out to eat. And the problem is now, because it's high season, all the restaurants are really expensive. There's a place, I won't name it because it's not fair, but there's a place up the road from me. When I was here in December, was it December? Yeah, when I came in December, when it was very quiet, they were charging 159 baht for a full English breakfast, and now they're charging 259 baht. And it's not that great, you know, it's okay. But there's a place up the road where the food is really excellent, and their prices are about the same price as the place that's now expensive. So I don't know what my expenses are. I don't really sit down and calculate them because I'm not living on a really tight budget. I'm very lucky because I worked hard all my life. I invested some money. I've got, you know, I'm quite comfortable really, I suppose. I'm not rich. I'm not even really well off, but I'm not living on a really, really tight budget. I don't really, but I don't have high expenses. You know, I don't have any high expenses. Right. Let's say. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to knock it on the head. It's been over 2 hours. Look, thanks for joining me today. I don't know. I might do another one of these. Well, I won't do it this trip because I'm only here 3 or 4 days. Okay, look, I'll be doing the live stream on Sunday night. That'll be 11 p.m. I don't know. I'll probably be down here. I don't know where. I'll try not to do it from the room. I don't know if I can find somewhere suitable. I'll go there and sit because, like you say, when you're outside like this and the camera's set up, the signal seems to be pretty good. So. Yeah, we had 200 in today. It's been over 2 hours now, so good stream. So thank you to Franco and Damien. I don't know how long Damien was in for. I think he's still at work. Thank you to all the guys who gave me a super chat there. Well appreciated. Thank you to the regulars who came in and said hello. And yeah, and thanks to all the rest. So I'll see you Sunday night, guys. And thanks for joining me again. Okay. Well.